Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
I might have to crank you up, but I'm pretty sure everybody can hear you though.
No, it's my voice is low. We're good.
Yeah, you sound pretty good.
Yeah, you sound pretty good overall.
Alright.
I can hear you.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure everyone else can hear you too, so should be good.
Yeah, it should be fine.
So we're gonna wait for like Logia to join, and then we talk again from the beginnings.
I mean, if you want.
Yeah, sure, we can.
I do want that it is a hustle, but at the same time, I think it's important. I always do things I don't want to do, but I do them anyways.
Well, you know, this conversation, like, I think is gonna, like, well, I don't know how it will help the community. Maybe if I post it on YouTube after, like, whatever we talk about. But, like, yeah, because, like, honestly, like, 38 of us, or 36 of us in Twitch right now is not gonna be enough, just, you know, influencing everything. Because again, this number is just the minority. It's not like the majority.
I think it's good to have it opposing wise or a different ideas. In my opinion, and I think it's good to see if how do people react when they have their idea challenged.
That's fine. I think so. I might actually record this and like, highlight this part onto YouTube though, because I think like more people should actually hear this out. Because like I think like a lot of people when they talk about Gundam Versus, they don't really get what they're kind of, you know, arguing about. Because I think like I really think the Japanese opinion is it seems to be different from people to people, because I think we're getting mistranslated on certain parts.
Okay, so from what? Wait, is Logan?
Hey, Sky.
Yeah, Logie is here.
Hey, dude, what's up, buddy?
Do you know the way?
Oh my
no,
god, they got the meme.
I don't know it, but anyway, so you're sort of kinda agree with me, right, Shry? Most of it.
I agree with you mostly. It's because
you
of
hear
the
what I'm
units.
saying?
The units, like, it doesn't matter how many characters they put into the game, like what you're saying, right? Like, they can put in like over 200 plus characters in the game, but if all of them have the same attack, I'm pretty sure you guys would still find it boring. Whereas each individual unit being different is way more fun.
I'm just checking. So and then Aqua, did you hear me at all in the beginning?
Somewhat, not really. But I think we have the same idea.
We might have to go again because okay, so here it is. I find that most people from but I don't know if this most people or not, because anecdote of what I'm hearing. So, but I feel like most people that I talk to always say that the problem or one of the main problem in Gundam Versus is that the roster. And then the way that they can expand on this point is that it's missing a certain unit, and it just make people don't want to play the game because of that reason. I disagree with this, and I'm gonna tell you why. In my opinion, that it doesn't matter that much, but it matters a little bit, but not too much. I think, first of all, I think people don't care too much about the roster because most people see the roster before they buy the game. This information is not secret. You can see the entire roster before you buy it. People were skeptic about it, but not enough to stop 300,000 people in Japan only physical. This is only physical number. You know this number. Being bought on the first week, right? So that's a pretty high number, break a lot of records. So like, yeah, that's not what to think about the number, but it's not enough about the roster, but it's not enough to make people be like, yeah, it's gonna be shit. But I think the problem is not like this unit's not in the game. The problem is probably because the uniqueness of each different unit is gone. Because in Fubus, when a certain thing have Amikin or a certain fast fall or a certain gimmick, that is a uniqueness in the game. I mean, it's a uniqueness of a unit, right? Because not every unit can drop, correct? Like, so if this can drop and this cannot drop, So that's a specific thing that this thing can do, and this other thing can do. So that's big a uniqueness to that unit. But in Gundam Versus, everything can drop. So that uniqueness is gone, and everything can choose an assist. Where like before, that's also another thing about unique about each individual unit is that it have a different assist. But now you can choose assist, and that's supposed to make it more unique, but not really, because there's really small pool of unit that people like to play. So it became flat, and the fast fall cancel out is flat, and then a lot of cancel out the game is reduced compared to Maxi and stuff. So I feel like it's more about the unit. It's not being redesigned to fit Gundam Versus than we actually missing chunk of unit, because most of the time, most of the answer when they're like, what should we add instead of this assist? Since we're removing assist slot, I mean, if there's something in, they usually like throw a sword or something like that. So like a lot of units really similar. So I feel the problem is not too much on what unit we have in the game, but the lack in redesigning of each unit. That's my entire argument. Does that make sense?
Somewhat. I mean, my idea is that if you've seen like the beta or like the English beta, you've seen like people in Facebook and all over the place like, dude, I'm not buying this game because there's no G Gundam or like whatever, because they want to play the suit they want.
Isn't that mainly the US side saying that?
Yeah.
No, hold on.
It's also the JP side too, though.
We also complain about that because like we've been waiting what, like 4 years ever since Full Boost. We know that Force, it was like a fluke, like it wasn't that great, but we don't talk about that game.
That's a pretty good thing that you brought up, but I'm just gonna tell you that what you're saying doesn't matter, and I will tell you why. Yeah, it doesn't, because it's an anecdote. You're just getting a certain group of people that say that, but the 3,000K number that buy first day tell me that people don't give a fuck, they buy it anyway.
Yeah, because we're diehard Gundam fans. We're actually gonna buy the game and the DLC regardless what they pull out.
So I'm saying those comments doesn't really matters.
I would like to throw this out there because apparently a lot of people don't know this. On the first week of release of Gundam Versus, it did beat the sales of Full Boost. It outsold Full Boost, just to let you guys know.
Yeah, so I'm saying that there's probably
like
people who doesn't like it, but I think there's still the minority. Because if you look at the number of sale, people know the roster, but they go for it anyway. It just when they were playing the game, something is off. First week only and physical, right?
Yeah, this is physical and first week only. It outsold all the Gundam Versus titles up to that point. Like, it's the top-selling Gundam Versus title.
It even outsold some of the title that's not Gundam, isn't it? I thought it was a big.
No. I mean Gundam Versus series title. It outsold.
Oh, really?
It's outsold all the Gundam Versus series titles. Like, nothing beat it. Like, beat Gundam Versus' sales upon first week. Just first week. I'm not saying like overall.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just saying if what most people is saying is true, and this is the problem that I have with some, I'm gonna say some non-American people who just read a JP Amazon and then they think that they understand or they have an idea of how it works. Because I talked to this guy before. I'm not gonna mention the name because I don't give a fuck of the person name. But this person told me that Loki know this story. This person told me that in order to fix Gundam Versus, you need to add more Gundam. Like
no, that's not the problem.
Oh yeah.
No. He had to add G and stuff, and then I told him like, wait, but then like I told him about that the number like 300K for people buy it anyway, despite they know the roster. And he's like, dude, Japanese people don't give a fuck about anything. They have Gundam in it, dude, so they're gonna buy it. But non-American people is different. So I'm like, wait, so you're contradicting yourself. You're saying that non-American people is different from JP because they don't care about Gundam, but to fix it, you need to add more Gundam. Like people are contradicting themselves. I think most people that can voicing their opinion negatively about this are people who just read JP Amazon and they don't really think about it. I think there's some substance to it, but they know really little of. They have really little stand or point that really that they can make. Like if you have a real discussion with them, like really little, in my opinion.
Also, I think like another thing that is taking up role in this is that like, okay, we people are saying like this, like people don't like boost dive and stuff like that, right? And I think what's going on is that it's getting amplified upon, like, yeah, we know that like the Gundam's uniqueness is the key point that I think the reason why this game's not doing too well. It's not because we don't have enough Gundams or not enough characters, but on top of that, then you got the people that have like really loud voices, right? Because you know, like people that usually are okay with stuff, they don't speak out loud, like saying like, oh hey, I totally love this game or stuff like that. The people that hate this game want to be heard. So like what's going on is I think that like when players like find something that they don't like let's say G Gundams are missing, right? They're gonna be like, oh, the roster size sucks because G Gundam's not in it, and then like he's just like maybe the minority, and then it influences everybody else to believe like, yeah, it's because the roster size is not big enough because I heard that guy saying there's no G suits in here, and then that gets amplified into like something even crazier where everybody just believes like, yeah, the key point of Gundam Versus here is we don't have enough characters, even though keep in mind we have more characters in full boost right now, including all the DLCs and including all the DLCs in full boost, like both Gundam Versus and full boost, like altogether, Gundam Versus has more characters right now, and still we're having this issue. So definitely, it's not because we don't have enough characters. We definitely have way too many.
To summarize it, we don't have enough unique character. We probably have a lot of character, but they're pretty much the same shit, most of them. Like throwing sword, boost dash commands.
I think that's a universal thing. I think that's actually a universal thing. Throwing knife and the I feel dash, that's like almost every game has.
Yes. Here's what I suggest, because I think about this a lot, and I don't know if other people fucking think about this kind. Because when I think about stuff, I think about it a lot. I think it's probably okay to still have this kind of stuff if you disguise it better. For example, like a lot of things have boost dash command, right? Like Babutos, xCitruschromex, right? But so those shit is boring too. But I think if you think about something like Shinanju, right? It have a kick the rock thing, which is similar to boost dash command, but you don't count as the same thing. I think if you can do that to throwing the sword, if you can make it look different and just fucking throwing the sword, then I probably think it's different enough, you know? I feel like if they put more work into thinking about this kind of stuff, we would have a more of a unique character rather than like everybody's throwing a sword and guess what the sword doing it land? It's stunned for about 0.5 seconds. It's like the fucking same shit, nearly everyone. I find. Like I don't know, like I would assume that you would agree. I don't know, like Shinanju, it technically is have a boost dash command, but it feel different because it's a
well, Shinanju's kick is kind of like a special movement where you can do a whole bunch of stuff with it. Compared to just like a dash forward, it's just like, oh, we can see it coming, like that little duration.
Yeah, sure. So like, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, honestly, there is somewhat of a truth in, like, yeah, they could have chose roster a bit better, because honestly, I think, like, G suits, like G Gundam suits, actually do play a pretty crucial role because they're pretty unique in that aspect. They're unique in the original Gundam Versus titles. They were unique in Next. They were unique in even Full Boost in like the Extreme Versus titles. And it kind of sucks that they removed those guys because they were actually pretty unique, unique to suits.
What you're saying is support what I'm saying because you're not saying
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. Just like,
but like think about it. A lot of the unique stuff is removed from G Versus, like Garo suits.
Exactly. It's what you were saying. Like it's not unique because it's a G Gundam. It's because what they do, right?
Yeah, it's like what they do. But like But like to save themselves design headaches, right? What I'm trying to say is they should have added the G suits first because they're already like they don't have to redesign those things.
Yeah, sure, and hopefully like he doesn't throw sword instead of one horse. Right?
Yeah, like stuff like that, right? But the main key is like they could have. I think it has some issues with like their selection roster parts, just some. I'm not saying majority of it is coming from that, because like honestly they had like a lot. Like I'm pretty sure they chose the suits due to popularity reasons, not because of like
definitely
like
popularity.
You know. Yeah, it's definitely popularity reasons. That's why like we got whatever suits. But the thing is to like if Bandai Namco truly had full control of this game, honestly, I think they should have like released the G suits first, and the rest of the other ones DLCs, because like they could reuse a lot of the assets from the older games and like focus more on the boost dive mechanic to balance them out. Versus what they're doing now is like they're wasting time. Like, they were wasting a lot of effort. I'm pretty sure they're wasting a lot of effort designing new suits like Curios and stuff that aren't in the Extreme Versus series, right? So they're designing those guys from scratch with like trying to balance them out with characters that did exist, like Heavy Arms and Unicorn and stuff like that. And like, yeah, that probably took up a lot of their production time just trying to do that, versus like taking characters that already exist, like a Reborn's Gundam, Double O, God Gundam, like stuff like those guys. They already exist. There's like all they gotta do is rebalance them for boost dive mechanic, and there you go. And they're already unique too. Like, a lot of the suits in Extreme Versus are unique. Like Extreme Gundam himself, Mark II, Leos, is unique in his own way. And like they had something to play with, but they decided to go with newer suits. And I think that's where it kind of screwed up. Just that part.
Yeah, for sure. I also think that, I mean, there's many easy way to go on about it too, but I think they sort of fuck at doing that too. I always thought that like the easiest way to make a suit unit is to fucking have a mode, but they sort of fucked up some of them. Like, some of them are not really that fun when they have the mode. I think
Gushin.
Yeah, Gushin is fucking ridiculous. It's like,
I feel like Gushin has potential. But it's like they fucked up so badly that there wasn't anything redeeming valuable towards it. Like,
Gushin is the most shittiest DLC. Like, it's shit and it's not fun, so it's have nothing going for it. Like, some unit are shit, but it's fun, and I'm okay. I play it, you know. But Gushin is shit and it's not fun. It's like rip. It's just rip.
I honestly like Gushin.
You do? I don't know.
You do? I actually like him.
I'm
not saying like he's well designed, because keep in mind, I till this day I still think full boost Epion sucks crap, and they could have designed him way better. And like, seeing Epion in this version definitely like stands true to what I said about full boost Epion. So like, yeah, I'm just saying, like, I actually enjoy playing Gushin. Like, for me, I find it fun. I do know it's a crappy suit, and it's probably one of the worst suits as a DLC. But I do honestly, legitimately do enjoy playing it.
Sorry, I should probably mention this part too, because I think that part got like cut out. They can't hear what I'm saying too. I was saying that like boost dive is actually it seemed like a good idea. Like, it seemed like a good idea, because I'm saying that seemed to be like a design bible for the Versus series since the start, day one. Is that they always take what people like and give it to more units. Like, for example, using Southwest Federation, there's like this speed, what's it called? Speed burst, right? Or whatever. Like,
for Ringo or
Speed
Maxi?
Rush Power.
Yeah.
He's talking about Seed Destiny 2.
Yeah, that game.
Yeah, so which one is the one that cancel?
Speed.
Seed Destiny 2.
Speed, right?
It was Speed.
And that's usually what people were spamming, right? So guess what?
Yeah.
They think people like that, right? So they do that in next, right? Give cancel to everybody, and everybody loved that, right? And then
no, because it was a flop failure when it came to Gundam versus Gundam, because like they took a whole bunch of stuff.
No,
actually, I think Aqua might be right about that though.
Yeah.
Because
like,
actually might be pretty bad.
That actually killed Gundam in arcade in general until like Next Plus or Next.
Gundam versus Gundam was not good, but then I think they'll go look back to like what worked, right? Because Gundam doesn't have
okay,
cancel.
I get what you're saying now, Sky. I get what you're saying now.
Yeah, right. So like what they do is they just give that cancel to everybody in next, and then it's worked, right? Like people have fun with that. And then after that, we have Amiken, right, in Vanilla, and that was originally probably unintentional bug. I was not sure. I want to see source of this, but that's really what people were saying. It's an intentional bug, but people love it, right? So then they add it as an actual cancel route in food.
Can I ask something to that?
Yeah, sure. Just really
so like,
I'll let you start me.
The original was that like back in the original game, like Gundam DX, like it was unplayable. Like, no, not really unplayable, but like it was really like janky. Like people will try to find like any way to cancel out the hard status, like stun or like landing.
Yeah.
And then, cause like the game was made by Capcom back then, and
yeah, sure.
Every patch, like the next enchanted port, they're like, oh, this bug here, we're just gonna add that like this little thing to everybody, and it kind of worked out. And then the same thing happened to like Seda and Seed, cause like they invented jump cancel as a bug. Like if you like jump beforehand, you won't get stunned. And then the same thing is probably happened to Amakian. I don't know about that one because I actually did not know much about Amakian.
Yeah, that's what people were saying. It was a bug in vanilla, but whatever. You know, even a bug or not. But my point is like it was really, really limited amount of suit have it, and people like it, so they add more, implement it more in full boost, and then people love it, and then they add it, and then they have like back turn, drop, and stuff, and then they know people love it, so they add it even more to Maxi and Maxi Boost on, right? And then people love it. So I think that's probably lead them to believe that, like, why doesn't we give this shit to everyone? Which I think is an okay idea. I think which is an okay idea, but the problem is they didn't redesign the game enough around that, because those cancel route is what make the unit uniques.
Also, answer, like, I just saw like a comment from Fox saying that this game is more team free and that doesn't help for casual or newcomers when they get stomped by evil or well teams. Full boost was more shuffle orientated mostly. I kind of don't agree with that.
I don't know. I disagree with the stomp. I disagree with the stomping too. I think if anything, sorry, this is gonna sound like very mean, and I don't have any substance in this, so it's probably just like my super anecdote of how I understand it. I find like most Gundam player are like really how you say it,
toxic.
Awkward. Okay, both of that, whatever.
Hey, let's be honest here.
It is pretty toxic.
No, there's actually pride. There's a lot of pride in this game for some random reason.
My point is saying there's really little people who's willing to make a room, but there's a lot of people who wanted to play. Like if you have problem with like playing with Evo Champ, fucking go make your own shuffle room, then they can't stack with each other, right? That's all you need to do. But, like,
I think that's personal
really
experience,
that, right?
Fox. I just want to answer his question. I think it's personal experience, because when I first picked up Full Boost, and when I first picked up Extreme Versus, there was no shuffle rooms. There was all team free. Team free every day, all day. In fact, this is the reason why I hate team free till this day, because nobody actually plays with me. I literally sit in the team free rooms for hours on end. Nobody would partner with me. And like this is back in Full Boost and Extreme Versus. There is barely any shuffle rooms back then. So this is the first time in history that I see Gundam Versus actually giving me shuffle.
No, like what are you referring? What did Fox say that you were answering? I was curious. Sorry.
I was answering Fox's answer where compared to back then, it was more shuffle. And honestly, back then I did not get to play shuffle at all.
That is not a thing. Like by the end of the boost, everybody was just like.
In Gundam Versus, it's a thing though. I do like upon release and upon beta, there were so many shuffle rooms. It was amazing.
Even now it's a shuffle. Have you heard of something called casual match? That's pretty much is shuffle. And that is
casual match too. Gundam Versus supports this, which is really nice.
That's probably is the most played mode. It's the most populated mode in the entire game.
Ogre.
It's ogre.
Damn it.
But like yeah, I honestly don't think Full Boost and like the Extreme Versus series actually supported shuffle at all. And if it did, it probably is either personal experience to me or personal experience to you. Because obviously at this point, like if we're gonna argue like if Full Boost was shuffle orientated or not, we're arguing by personal experience. But definitely from how the design sense is, looking at a game design point of view of this game definitely supports shuffle for the fact it has the casual mode, where Full Boost didn't add that until later. So meaning they really wanted you to like play team free. And shuffle sure exists in Japan, but like
shuffle tournaments for arcade.
But the thing is, who can play with Japanese players over in North America? Most of the time when we go into those rooms, we get booted. Like we always get like every time I try to access a Japanese room and shuffle, I get instant boot.
Well,
you're lucky if they don't put up barrier.
Yeah, definitely Gundam Versus. There's like an option for you to play shuffle whenever you want. Yeah, just the casual mode. You want to play. You just want to play. Like you don't have friends. You just want to play. Just get in casual mode.
I actually agree with CPU Zero, and I think GM Custom also mentioned this too. That like Gundam Versus feels way more casual for the fact that like the strikers and everything is all over the place. And when you play this game, it feels more like a party game. So it's like I think there's less team orientation in this version than like Extreme Versus for that matter. And I can see the design, like the developers were trying to implement stuff to make team orientation for the fact that like, you know, Blaze Burst reloads all my allies like ammo, and Lightning Gear reloads their boost for them when I activate it, right? That's the team orientation there. But I don't think that's enough to actually push this game to be like, yeah, it's really team competitive, like you have to play team free for this game kind of thing. I don't really feel like it.
I got
I mean, there's a reason behind why they want to make it this casual. Like, if you play like Maxi Busan in Japanese arcade, they're like, well, there's only veterans and not much new people because it's just such a high roof ceiling to try to get over there. That like a lot of people just don't play that game or dropped it by now. And like G Versus is like, hey, a new game, you can probably like step in with like new people.
I got a private message. I just wonder what you guys think about this. It doesn't matter who said this, or if you want to be
That's fine. Just read it.
It say, I don't want to clog up the call, but I think maybe you guys are caught up in stuff that doesn't really matter to the casual NA audience. Like the average NA person on the fence about the game doesn't even know who GM is, and they probably don't know that player are parroting anti-boost dive sentiment. The issue is how different it is from older Gundam NA game and the barrier entry. And Gundam will never be as popular in NA as DBZ, and anime is stigmatized in the States, so people who aren't Gundam fan coming into G Versus is unlikely. I disagree with this statement.
I disagree with it too. Like, I don't fully 100%. Like, there's bits and pieces I would actually kind of agree on the fact that, like, yes, titles sell. Hands down, IP sells.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I agree with that.
That part, you're 100% right. I honestly agree. But honestly, I disagree that you can't change the fact that, like, you can make someone like a game for not the fact of, like, let's say, like, I hate Gundam, but doesn't necessarily mean I can't get the guy to like this game specifically. Like, he can hate Gundam anime, he can hate, like, Gundam everything, but, like, if I can get this guy to like just specifically this game because of the system mechanics of this game, I honestly think, like, Bandai Namco has, like, something here that, you know, people actually enjoy. Because, like, honestly, like, I know people that play League of Legends but hate the whole fantasy genre, and they think fantasy genre is retardedly stupid. But they play League of Legends. It's a fantasy game. It's covered in the skin fantasy. And people play it. Like, there are players that play, like, League of Legends for the fact of League of Legends. Even though, like, I don't know how many of you guys hate League of Legends. I don't know how many of you guys like League of Legends. There are people that actually play League of Legends but hate the theme of fantasy. Like, that exists. So meaning, like, I agree that IP plays a role on when it first released, but I disagree on the fact that we can change someone's opinion upon the IP, which, if you guys don't know what IP stands for, it means intellectual property.
Okay, thank you.
Can you any of the guys having to say?
You cut out.
Yeah.
Any of you guys have anything to say to that, or can I say something? Oh wait, I got it. I did.
I don't much, since I have not played the previous franchises or anything. So, but it is good for you to listen to this to see what is the story of this, like the Gundam Versus, and how far back it goes.
Yeah, it goes pretty far back.
I'm just curious,
like 20 years.
You guys, do you guys think that for example, he was saying that like the average NA person on the fence about the game doesn't even know who GM is, and they probably don't know that player parroting anti-boost type sentiment. I disagree with this statement, so I'm just curious, what do you guys think about it?
Well, if you're
no, you can go first. You can go first.
Okay. Well, yeah, if you don't know much about the game, how are you going to know all the high level players unless you're following it? That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. Yeah, I can answer that, but yeah, I'll go last.
That's really
Anybody
what
else
I
want to add to that?
The only thing I would like to say is, like, they'll come across them eventually. If they're willing to go on Twitch to look up for a streamer, right? They're gonna eventually bound to find somebody that streams frequently. Right now, GM doesn't, so yeah, they're not gonna encounter GM. But who are they gonna encounter? Sunhawk, because he is streaming pretty frequently, as I see. Who else will they encounter? Sky and me, because we do stream this game pretty frequently. Like, I stream it once a week, Sky streams it every day. So, like, yeah, they're gonna encounter them eventually. Not saying, like, ASAP, they're not gonna know them right away, like, stuff like that. They're gonna encounter Team Fox GG eventually down the line if they surf YouTube.
Yeah.
They're gonna encounter Orlin. They're gonna encounter Tenraku. They're gonna encounter, like, all these streamers eventually. I'm not saying, like, right off the bat. If you're willing to click on Twitch you will eventually bump into them. If you're willing to click on YouTube, you will eventually bump into Team Fox GG and other YouTube content creators for Gundam Versus. If you really want to get into the nitty-gritty part about Gundam Versus, you'll eventually bump into even players like JDG, Yo-Yo Lon, and those guys, because they like now you're more interested in the competitive scene and you're more interested to see your competition if you want to compete. Like there's no way you're not gonna bump into those guys, because like again, this is a small community. You're gonna run into them.
Yeah. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
I mean, Try took everything what I was saying, so I have nothing left.
Okay, yeah. So what I wanted to add is that you don't need to fucking know. When I swear, I'm not mad or anything. I just always swear.
You're always mad.
But anyway, my point is, you don't need to fucking know GM custom for this to be influenced by you, right? For example, that I think sorry, this is coming on my ass, so it could be wrong. It's probably anecdote. So if you don't want to believe this, is kind of more opinion based. But I think the number one reason for you to pick up this game is usually because somebody that you know either want to play it or they already play it. So my point is, let's say it's fucking Timmy over there. You don't know GM Custom, but Timmy does, and Timmy is your friends. And then Timmy's always watch GM Custom, and GM Custom saying that like, this game sucks dick, dude. And then Timmy just like, oh man, GM Custom Summer say this. So Timmy gonna fucking tell you that this game sucks. I don't think you need to know GM, but if the people have influence enough, it's go down by branch. In my opinion, it's go down by branch spread, in my opinion. You don't really need to know extra person.
This falls back to the saying of like, you know, it takes one bad apple to rot the rest kind of thing, right? Because it just takes one person to influence another person, and that person gets influenced, and then that person passes the bad karma over to the other guy, and then that guy gets influenced, and then you're gonna pretty soon like find this spread out like wildfire, just like the opposite that could happen, where it's like, let's get good vibes to the game, let's support this game. But majority of the streamers seems to be like they're hating on the game more than supporting the game.
But like, Citrus want to be added to the call.
Oh, Citrus? Okay, sure, I can add him after the match though, because I'm kind of in the middle of the match.
I can add him.
Yeah.
Okay, sure, thanks.
Yeah, I mean, like, imagine if Brett fucking constantly demoting Gundam. Like, you don't need to know Brett. Right? Yeah, like, I mean, like, if people that watch Brett will tell you, like, they would just, and then you that heard from your friends will tell your other friends, I wanted to get into the game.
Keep in mind, Brett does not demote Gundam. He actually promotes Gundam.
No. This is an example.
Yeah. Make sure. I'm just clarifying. Since it's going on YouTube that we're clarifying Brett does support the Gundam Versus scene. We're speaking in a figure of speech. We're not actually saying Brett said those things.
Somebody gonna clip that out of context. It'd be fucking funny, dude.
It would be funny, but like I just want to clarify, we are not saying Brett actually said that in any way. We're just taking Brett as an example because he's a pretty big figure. Like his name is pretty big in Gundam Versus.
He has more influence.
So we're just taking him as an example.
Yes, he has more
because he is working alongside like Bandai Namco to do all these events. So like he has a huge name. If you go into any Gundam Versus events, you'll buy like 100% encounter Brett's name. Like I meet people that know Brett even in like Shadowverse streaming and Monster Hunter streaming, and Brett just has like a pretty big name overall.
He does. And he's a chill guy.
He has a pretty chill name.
Yeah, I don't have problem with him.
So it's xCitruschromex, right? We're adding.
Yeah, Citrus xCitruschromex.
No.
What's up?
There he is.
Hey, dude.
Yo.
Wait. Oh, there you go. So you're saying you want to elaborate on what you meant?
Yeah, so like, what I'm talking about is more like the average fighting game player, not like the, you know, like just someone who messes with Street Fighter or whatever. But like, just the average casual that you would need to pick up for the game to be not necessarily where Dragon Ball is, but like in that ballpark. And I think the first problem was Bandai really didn't promote the game at all.
They didn't.
They did not.
And that was like a really big problem. That was the first, you know.
Also, I think it was a really bad idea that they put the beta on the same time as Dissidia, like near that time slot.
Yeah.
Just okay. Yeah. So what else? Like, I want to respond to.
Actually, they might try to complete at that time, right? Like trying to grab fans over, like players.
Yeah. Honestly, it was a bad idea. I don't think they should have done that.
Yeah, like, is that all you got to say, Citrus? Or can I go or what?
You can go.
I can go. Okay, so I'm saying what you were saying kind of supported what I'm saying. What Try and me were saying though. So if Bandai Namco is badly supported the game, so how do most people know this game exists? It's the community leader, right? So these people are important, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Right. No, I'm not like I wasn't. That wasn't like my main point, you know. Like I wasn't trying to. Yeah. Like that was more. We're kind of grasping at, you know, straws. Not that's the wrong phrase, but like there's not a lot of people to be had, because when you look at like the people who are playing it, most of them are Gundam fans first. You know what I mean? Like you're not picking up the casual like Street Fighter player.
Yeah.
Maybe I can't. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Like I'm not gonna 100% agree, because like for one, it comes down to the person advertising the game onto the other person, because like majority of the players that play this game apparently play pad. They're it's actually the minority that play with a fight stick. I've even like came across talking to other streamers that just got into this game, and I told them like, yeah, this game originally was designed for a fight stick, and it blew their mind that this game was an arcade game. And I was like, you guys didn't know about this? Like people aren't properly informed that this game is an arcade game, because the people that introduce them into the game doesn't even tell them that part. So like fighting game players don't even know that like, yo, this game is actually pretty like similar to a fighting game down to its core. But like, yeah, they don't even get a chance to like explore that far, and people don't explain it to them that it can go that far. So I think that's like your point's not wrong, but like a lot of players kind of like don't come into the game that way.
It just kind of fall back to what me and Try were saying though, because the people who make the game doesn't really put in much effort at the right area.
Exactly. And
the people who have influence. We're the person who people who have influence in the community are kind of more responsible on how the community turn out. So that was me and Try were saying that's like we're not talking about like how. We're not talking about like, oh, we can make the game like sell 10 million more units or something. We're talking about like we're sort of quite responsible for how the community turn out. Like,
well, definitely, I agree with that.
This is also the reason why. This is also the reason why like. When players, like when people come to my Twitch, right, and ask me like who's good or who's bad, I will not actually answer that question. I actually tell them I will not answer that, because I don't want to demote the small community as it is, and I don't want to demote the game. And honestly, I think this game is, it needs more popularity, and I honestly don't want to harm the game in any way, because I'm a leading face. I acknowledge that. And for players to think that they can get away with that, like oh, I'm not a leading face because I don't want to try to lead, but I want Evo or something like that. Well, too bad, you're a leading face for winning Evo automatically.
Yeah. Like I think if you look at like the original, well, not the original group, but the people who started to pick it up when Brett started to stream it a lot, you know, Vanilla back in the day. Like, a lot of those people didn't care about Gundam at all. They just saw this game, and that was, like, there's nothing really like it, at least that's popular in the West, or good. So, like, if you could show, I don't know. It's kind of too late, because Bandai dropped the ball, and they were like, let's just roll with DBZ. It's getting a bunch of hype.
I feel like they just don't want to, they didn't want to waste their time and money, like, mostly money, because it costs money to, like, do advertisement. On promoting Gundam Versus, and I think like I don't know what made them think this way. Maybe they didn't think this way, and I'm just like, you know, kind of guessing what they're thinking is that they think like the popularity of Gundam is big enough to hold up on its own, and they're just gonna like ride off Dragon Ball Fighters. Yeah, that's how I kind of feel.
I feel like that
it is a very complicated topic for the fact that we also got to keep in mind Bandai Namco is a huge industry, like huge company. They have different departments, so meaning like we can't really say it's Dragon Ball Fighters' fault, but it sure looks that way. Just saying like it looks that way. I'm not saying it is that fault.
My opinion on this is that's usually not how the money go around in that kind of company at all. I make it for a living. I make it for a living. I don't know if that matters to you guys or not, but how it usually works is if we self-publish or if we co-publish, we would put in a chunk of money, right? Let's say like, okay, we're gonna make X game, right? And then we're gonna put in $1,000, and then our another company that co-produced with us is gonna put in $1,000, right? And that would be our budget for the game, right? So I think that might be the same for Bandai Namco. Like, it would be like Toei Animation, whoever that owned Dragon Ball Z, like, okay, we'll give you $1 million. You guys, how much you want to put in? And then for Gundam, it might be like, okay, Bandai Namco put in the same amount of money, but then Sunrise would be like maybe 200K. Like, they don't want to put in that much. Like, I don't think it's entirely Bandai decision.
I mean, yeah,
that's what I'm trying to say.
I didn't even think of that. That's a really good point. But still, like, I'm not saying it's Dragon Ball's fault, but one way or another, like, they really didn't promote the game.
Well, if we're comparing it, like, yes, we don't know what goes on in their company. We don't know how small the departments are. We don't know if the departments
how much budget they have. Yeah.
Like, yeah, we don't know anything. This is why I said, like, this is a guess from me on, yeah, they could have probably thought Gundam Versus could be popular on its own, doesn't need any support. We're going to support Dragon Ball FighterZ. Like, it could be that way. We don't know. Their company's, like, hierarchy could be completely different from another game company. But commonly, yeah, it probably would be what Sky is saying, right? Most game design companies probably would go that way, but like there could be a possibility their departments are sharing the IPs, so maybe the Dragon Ball FighterZ people are watching over Gundam Versus. We don't know this, like, it's disclosed information. It's not like we're gonna know this. All we're doing is like taking the best stab and taking a guess at it.
I mean, I fucking learned recently that Gundam Versus is owned by Sunrise, not Bandai.
Oh yeah, the misconception that a lot of people apparently don't know this. There's a misconception too. A lot of people that don't know. This is what I mean by, like, a lot of people, when they come into this argument, they're not really well. I'm not saying like we're well educated. We definitely read up our stuff, though. I'm not saying like we're a master at the education of Gundam Versus IP and stuff. But Sunrise is the one that owns Gundam, not Bandai Namco.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that part.
So for the people that keep saying that Bandai Namco is dropping the ball, or Bandai Namco is the one that's screwing the game up, we don't know this for sure, because Sunrise has control over this too.
There's a really common poster for Gundam Versus, right? I want you to pay attention to the bottom. It's just gonna say Sunrise.
Sunrise.
Yeah.
It's much like Marvel vs. Capcom, where Capcom and Marvel, like, you know, kind of are butting heads with each other, and that's why Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. This is from what I heard. I did not read up on Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. This is from what I've been hearing from the community of Marvel vs. Capcom, is that Capcom was butting heads with Marvel, and that's why Marvel vs. Capcom is kind of like a train. Well, it's not a train wreck, but it's like it's going all over the place in design, because like Capcom wants it this way, Marvel wants it this way, Marvel doesn't want it this way, but Capcom does. You know, that kind of headbutting going on, and I'm pretty sure it's going on with Gundam Versus, but probably even worse, because I don't think there's a copyright on that says it's from Bandai Namco, right? It just says Sunrise.
Yeah.
So meaning like
you can go to the main menu of the game right now. Probably not you, because you're hosting the room, but anybody
I'm hosting the room. I can't do that.
It will say Sunrise, because I shared this before. But here's the interesting part, because Class is the one that bring it up. Bandai Namco actually they actually own Sunrise.
Yeah, we know that by victory.
Yes, but the IP property of Gundam is owned by Sunrise, so it doesn't really matter. They actually can't touch that by law. Like, I read that out. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, so for people that say like they can step in at any time, that's untrue. That's actually breaking a contract statement, meaning that, like, if you break a contract, for those that don't know, you could actually go to court for that, even if you do own me as a company, because there's this written contract by law that you cannot, like, do certain things. So, like, let's say if you can't touch my IP and you sign that contract, it doesn't matter if you own my entire company, you're not allowed to touch that IP without my permission. And if it states that in the law, you can, no matter how much money you dumped into my company, no matter how many companies you own of my branch, you cannot touch my IP without first confirming with me if you signed a contract that states it like that.
They're allowing to make a decision for the company because they own the biggest share, but they're not allowed to do something like, I vote to self-destruct this IP just because I want to. Like, they can't touch the IP.
Yeah.
So the suggestion is that like Sunrise said this is because we know Bandai promoted it. So the suggestion is that, like, Sunrise said this is how much money you have to promote this game in the West.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I can see that.
That sounds more possible.
Yeah.
And that's also the reason why, if people doesn't know it, this should be out right now, because a lot of, well, not a lot, but a few community leaders already know. It's been confirmed by some, what's it called? representative from Bandai that the reason that Bandai doesn't allow you to give prize money is because of Sunrise. It's not.
Because
It's not Bandai.
if you look at Bandai Namco's like history of with video games, things that they own like Tekken, there's prize pools in there, like money pool, like money in the prize pool. But like when it comes to Gundam, why isn't it like that? You know?
Yeah.
You know, like if you guys ever question that, like not talking about you guys in chat, I'm just saying like for the people that believe Bandai Namco has full control over the Gundam Versus IP, do you guys ever think of that? Like why does Tekken have a prize money pool, like prize money pool, and Gundam Versus doesn't?
Yeah. Just Sunrise doesn't want to be associated. They don't want to associate Gundam in that kind of way, right? Like you compete for money. They don't like the idea, and it's their option, it's their property. So I think it's dumb, but I mean, they have full right.
I'm pretty sure like the reason why is because like Sunrise probably shoots Gundam like I don't know what to say this, but like I have talked to like some of the Bandai Namco staff over here in North America, and like and I'm pretty sure like it's public, so I'm pretty sure like
well, we won't be seeing Fry anymore after this.
I'm pretty sure like, I'm about to say this, but anyways, they publicly told us that like Bandai Namco Japan treats a lot of their IPs as toy commercials. I think if I put that right, so meaning like they don't really treat it as like an actual game when it comes to like certain things. So like I'm not saying like they treat this as every game. So like I think like it could be following the same thing as like Sunrise treating Gundam Versus as a toy commercial too. For that fact.
Well, actually,
there's a lot of things that like I don't go like I don't bet it now for North America wants to do, but like according to them that like the Japanese branch doesn't allow them to do it that way.
They're saying your audio's messing up again, Try.
Oh, my audio is messing up.
Sounds fine to me. They're saying it's messing up though.
Well, Discord is different.
Yeah.
Yeah, my Discord is different. It's not using voice meter, which is the thing that fine tunes my mic. So I hope that helped.
That's why we don't have Robo Try.
Well,
Yeah.
anyway, a couple days ago,
Discord.
I'm not sure about how this operates, but there's this one random feed that was on my Twitter about G-Versus tournament on Hong Kong's actually offering money. Which I'm trying to find a picture right now because I didn't save it or anything.
It's possible that that works as long as Bandai Namco is not involved with the tournament.
Yeah, if it's not official, it's fine. That's as
Give me a
far as
second, I'll find a picture real quick.
Yeah, that's fine. Take your time. But like, yeah,
It's
as
actually
long as you're
interesting,
hosting, if you're hosting a tournament and Bandai Namco is not your sponsor and Bandai Namco has nothing involved with your tournament, you can do whatever prize you want with it. As you saw back in Evo before like last year, like 2016, 2014, 2013, they had prize pool money for Evo because Bandai Namco was not involved in any of those tournaments at Evo until 2017, where Gundam Versus was sponsored by Bandai Namco and no prize money was allowed for the game.
Yeah, that would be interesting if you can get that picture. I mean, I'm really curious.
They probably got that sort of like.
But
what
it
happened
might
with
just be
Nintendo.
like what Troy said. It just like not sponsored by.
Not official. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
they
like
might
as
be.
long as they have nothing to do with Bandai Namco, I'm pretty sure they can put like a money pot.
Yeah, they
in
could.
there.
Well, that's what we do.
Yeah,
Like see Otaku.
yeah. Like that one, and the evils before,
Okay.
and like stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this was official or not. I'm not seeing Bandai logos as
Yeah.
well, I guess.
They were just using the font for G-Versus, so I just zoom a little bit, but I might have dig deeper into that.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Well, yeah, you're definitely allowed to do whatever you want if you're the one that runs like the tournament. But like if you are like running the tournament involving Bandai Namco, then policies take over, and you can't do certain things. But anyways, when I was being robo-me, I was trying to say that like Bandai Namco treats some of their IPs as toy commercials, and I think that also falls under Sunrise. I don't know like how much North America Bandai Namco staffs know what goes on in Japan Bandai Namco. So like they could be referring to Sunrise, they could be referring to Bandai Namco in general, but like some of the IPs from Bandai Namco, North America branch wanted to make games for it or do something with it, and Japan Bandai Namco said that like, yeah, they're not interested, or they have no interest for it, or whatever the crap. So they don't get the permission to create whatever they wanted to do with the IP, and then it just falls off, and then like it's forgotten after that.
So
this is the only time I wish I can read Chinese. Ha 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 ha. Maybe I should have learned it back in high school. God damn it.
So a question to you, Shai. So I know you're gonna stop streaming in what, next week or something? I don't know, but whatever. I just know
I'm probably not dropping the YouTube though, but I am planning to stop streaming.
Oh yeah, yeah. So
I don't want to work with the Twitch community.
That's exactly what I'm gonna asking, because you were telling me that you want to kind of do a WOD format like this. I mean, this is pretty unprepared because we just talked, but it became sort of kind of like a WOD format, right? Like, would you do more?
Yeah, this is a WOD format technically.
Yeah, because there's a lot of topic that I want to bring in.
I do want to bring in certain players and talk to them, like JDG. I would like to talk to GM Custom. I would like to talk to Lukeworm too. I want to know like opinions, like other people's opinions, other players' opinions, veteran players. It's nice to talk to Aquakillerz. It's nice to talk to like Citrus and like I don't know, like Logia here.
I'm just gonna put it out right now, but I would like us to talk to Lukeworm.
Bro, can we stop doing that? I always said it was a joke, and then he took it to like extreme. I'm like trying to hide now. You would never see me until 2019.
But like, yeah. I'd like to hear people. I love to hear people's opinions and what people's thoughts are. Because like I come across with a lot of people coming through my Twitch channel, and I hear what you guys say, and sometimes or majority of the time, I don't believe the information is accurate. That's why like I tell people to prove it. Some people even tell me I'm not paid to do this, so go find the information yourself, and I'm just like, you're the one that gave me the information, and now you don't want to you know, give me evidence to support your fact, and then like you're claiming this as fact, and then you want me to pass that information off to other people as fact. Like, what the hell? Like, sure, I get like you don't want me to, like, you're not paid to do this, but like you do have a reputation to uphold, don't you? Like, people don't care about that. Like, I don't get it. So like there is a lot of misinformation spreading around in the Gundam Versus community, and there is a lot of stuff that like, yeah, like there's a lot of mistranslations. Like I said, like we don't fully understand what the Japanese players do or say or whatever, and I don't know who actually has hard connections over to Japan telling me that like the communities hate this game for this reason, or we don't want this in the game because Japanese players say so. Like, I don't know how accurate that stuff is, because there's always like a slight chance of mistranslation going on. It could be mistranslated for the fact that someone brought up that like the first Amazon review stated that the game is too simple. That's all it said. But like that person in chat was telling me that that's facts, that, well, not facts, but like he was trying to persuade me to believe that that's facts, to say that the game has been simplified and that's why no one likes it. And I'm like scratching my head. You know, I actually like simplified games. I don't like complicated games. And I'm not trying to attack this game here, but Guilty Gear, for example, I actually got really turned off by the game because of how complex it is. But I really like Street Fighter V for its simplicity. And I know like a lot of people don't like the first Street Fighter V, and I know Arcade Edition is going to improve a lot of things. But like Street Fighter V, when I stepped into it, I liked it. It was simple. I picked it up. I could play it. I learned it quick. And I'm not saying I'm pro at the game or anything, but I like the game because it was simplified, easy to understand, quick to pick up. I don't have a lot of time in the day to learn things anymore. I'm not young anymore, so like I'm not in my teenage years or early 20s anymore. I'm actually in my late 20s, and I don't have the time and effort as I did back when I was young to learn games fully, and that's the reason why I got turned off from Guilty Gear. I don't know about the new BlazBlue games. I actually like BlazBlue, and to be honest, for Gundam Versus to simplify its mechanics, I completely like support it. I'm not saying like it's a good thing to simplify it, but at the same time, I'm not saying it's a bad thing to simplify a mechanic. I think like as long as you know where to simplify things and where to, you know, improve on things and keep the game fun, they're going somewhere. And honestly, we came, like, all of us came to the conclusion so far that it's not because this game got simplified is the reason why it's doing bad. We came to the conclusion that the uniqueness of each character in this game is just not unique enough to keep our interest up.
Well, there's also another thing. This game doesn't feel as polished, but that's my opinion in general. Sorry about it.
It's pretty much it's pretty much what we're talking about.
Yeah, I know.
I agree. Because like the character's uniqueness is not there because they don't feel like they really work with boost dive all that much. Do I like the boost dive mechanic? Yes, I love the boost dive mechanic, but does it work? I don't know yet.
I think one thing that come to my mind that I think were overly dumbed down or cancel route because I think they were afraid that it would be too OP or something, but I don't think so. I mean, I think dumb downing the overheat play is probably the correct call because I mean that shit is cool. I always love the overheat play where you just keep like using movement and just fucking stay in air forever. That's cool as shit, but it's probably
this is what I brought up to Sky one time in the past.
Yeah. Hold on.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah. But I'm just saying like they also remove cancel route from some unit. Like how come I can't? What is it? For freedom, I think I cannot sub into BC. I think if it still can do that. For example, like there's a unit I think was very boring, was this like Psycho Saku, the one that you're having to fucking select or play now. It was pretty boring.
Purpose for you, bro.
The moment that they add back the cancel route, to me it's become kind of unique enough for me to play again, in my opinion. I think since they already limited how much you can do the overheat play, I don't see why they would also limit the cancel route so much, in my opinion. But yeah, okay, that's
I agree.
it. I'm done.
I also wanted to like, well, yeah, you got something to add to that?
Well, I mean, like what Sky said, but like, a friend of mine, Babatron, he plays GPO1 back in full boost because like he likes that he can cancel into everything. And then now that GPO1 is like what the lowest tier of C tier 300, and, like, it's unplayable at one point. It's just so disgusting.
Yeah, that is the unique of the unit too, the cancel route. I don't know why I don't think they have to dumb it down that much.
I honestly think like they could have kept all the cancel routes. Like I like one of the things I question even now is Nana. Like I don't understand why she doesn't have a cancel route while being in stealth field. Like where's her old cancel routes were to summon things while keeping stealth field active. I think that was a key part about her.
Yeah, like we were mentioning that they should have let you summon an assist, then we could still use Phantom Assist on her. That would be sick.
Yeah, like stuff like that would have helped her so much, but like they didn't give it to her. I don't know why. So it could be because it was too broken or something, but like honestly, I don't think it should be that broken. I think they should test it. I think they should just test it. They should release it to us and then see what the public does. And like if it really is that broken, then yeah, they can remove it next patch. Like come on, they're patching the game like every month. Trial and error. Give it to us. Like I want to see how broken Nana is if like we can actually summon a striker upon using stealth field. There's also like something else I brought up with like Sky back in the past when we were talking about cancel routes. I also don't like. I like the paralysis system honestly, like stopping you and halting you. But like I also brought up the aspect that like I think they could have explored it a little more with the paralysis system, where it's like they could have rewarded the player for knowing their cancel route and not allow the paralysis to procs while doing your cancel route until your cancel route ends, and that's when paralysis takes over. I like for ender combos like Epion and
I kind of like
that idea.
No, maxi boost on.
Oh,
like after a certain amount of time, like 10 to 20 seconds. I forgot how many seconds. You won't get the stun.
There is a paralysis maxi boost on, but it's long.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a paralysis and maxi boost on also.
But it's longer.
It's to prevent you to do air stall because like back then people would play suits that were just like, okay, we're about to overcross. I'm just gonna air stall until he dies.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that was universally agreed that it's too unhealthy. That's why it needs some limitation.
Yeah, I agree. I like the paralysis system. If they changed it to Max C like style, then yeah, I probably would have liked it. Or even give the like I was saying, like give the ability of like let's say I know my cancel route, right? Anything that disconnects from the cancel route counts as not a cancel route, like a real cancel route. So as long as you know your real solid cancel routes, I think you should be able to move while being paralyzed. And then after you're at the end of the cancel route, you can't move anymore. Or like what you said in Max C, where like that time limit kicks in, that works too. I do feel like the paralysis system procs too quickly in this game. that I do feel it kind of kills the fun, but at the same time,
2 seconds,
it pushes your
about 2
boost
movement.
management.
I think they kind of test around with that. If you watch like the first like gameplay, like alpha, they fucking just like the minute you hit over boost, like overheat,
Yeah, it's like
you just get stunned. You just get
Correct,
stunned.
Really.
Because like yeah, I also like the fact that like this is a really cool concept that I like, that once you enter awakening, right, or burst, now it's called burst. Once you burst in this version,
I heard some people say that.
activation. I'm pretty sure the official English term though is called burst.
Yeah,
So,
I prefer burst.
So anyways, burst, when you burst in this game, while residing in burst, you can't proc paralysis, which you can actually infinite air stall as long as you have the burst meter up. That's a cool concept. I actually like that concept. I'm not sure if Maxi has that, but like it's cool that they had it in this version. It basically, like, when you enter burst, you're playing the older versions of Gundam Versus, where you have like, yeah, you can air stall and all that fun stuff. Which I think the lightning gear got a buff for that reason, to you know, play more off of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think this game in general is going to get a lot more attention from the devs, because that DLC is probably selling like hotcakes right now, especially with G coming up, and in the West.
I kind of wish the devs would just like also listen to the West and not just the Japanese players, you know? Like, I know the Japanese players is their core audience and all, but I really wish the devs would come listen to us too, because honestly, I don't know how the sales are going in Japan. Maybe they're still going good enough for them to listen to Japan over us, but like, I'm pretty sure we got their attention to the point that they imported the game for us, so like, I wish they would like give us a little bit more attention to like listen to us about like what we like and what we don't like about the game and what they could change, because honestly I feel like they're wasting their energy focusing on players that don't really care about the game and not listening to the people that really love this game. Because I actually honestly like Gundam Versus. I don't know, like, I've never played Maxi Boost, keep in mind. Like, I've never played Maxi Boost, never touched Maxi Boost on, but honestly, I would like to see this game keep improving. And it would suck for me, like, it would heartbreak me to see that this game dies off. Because I think this game actually has a pretty solid concept with Boost Dive. It's just that it sucks that the devs didn't, like, know how to really approach it all the way through.
Yeah.
So, there's a new Gundam game announced on the 16th. Get ready for G Versus 2, I guess.
Probably another G Genesis game, don't you think?
No, I actually don't know, but this game is fun. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
I doubt they'd have G Versus 2 yet.
There's still a lot of people that love this game in Japan, way more than the West. That's kind of cool. I'm happy to hear that. Like, it's not to me, like, to me, when I hear things are doing well, that's good for me. Like, I'm happy for it. But, like, if it's not doing well is where I kind of started finding, like, yeah, it's heartbreaking, because, like, I really like this game, and it sucks to see this game, you know, slowly die off. If it's doing well, then that's great. I would like it to do way better in, like, you know, EU and NA, because I think it actually has more of a scene over here. Like, to me, this is just like personal experience from what I'm seeing, because like I see there's actually more North American rooms than there are JP rooms sometimes. Not saying like not like a lot of JP players don't play this game, but for like checking out Twitter and stuff, it looks like a lot of JP players don't like this game.
What scares me is like, where are they getting their information? Because if you go on Reddit, like,
I don't really want to talk about Reddit. It's not.
Honestly, I don't know how I feel about Reddit either.
Don't use Reddit as a
well, like I'm saying, like if they're trying to listen to the West, because I think we are probably giving them a ton of money with how Americans buy DLC in general. But like, if they're like, okay, let's see what people like about our game, and then they go on Reddit and
the thing is,
like, I'm not shit talking Reddit. But there's a lot of posts on there, and GameFAQs and stuff like that. There's a lot of posts that are just like, the game's too hard, basically. I don't know if it's still like that, but it was like that for a while.
A hard game, you know?
I know for the fact that like this game is a bit too complicated for most Westerners. Like, that's actually true, because Rise and Incarnate, have you guys actually read the feedback on that before?
It was too hard.
No, it wasn't too hard. It was too fast.
Oh god.
Like, can you guys, like, for those of you guys that played Rise Incarnate, do you guys think it's too fast?
No, it feels like you're playing in wet cement. Like it's horrible. Did you play Rise Incarnate, Sky?
Yeah, I think the pun is just really clear in that game. I know exactly what it is.
It is really clear in that game. That game's all truly about land punishment because you know the system mechanic for stepping, right, in this version. Whereas like stepping is the only thing that off tracks anything that follows you, right? In Rise Incarnate, they incorporated that and fused it with the boost dash. So it's clearly that you cannot hit someone unless they land.
Didn't that game got shut down or no?
It did.
Yeah, it did.
But the thing is, like, that's what they got from listening to the Westerners. It's like they got a bunch of feedback saying like the game's too fast, or it's too complicated, like what you guys were saying and stuff like that. And like honestly, the game slowly died off because for one, yeah, the game probably is too complicated for the casual folks, and then the hardcore folks like us aren't interested at all. Because it's so changed from the actual original mechanics.
Dude, I feel like I'm gonna get hit by saying it, but it's like an unrefined Dissidia NT.
Unrefined Dissidia?
And yeah, that's how I feel about it.
But then again, I think everybody will hate us for hating on Dissidia so much.
It's really feels similar though. Holy shit! Like the pace of it, where like you can dash a little bit, you get stuck.
I agree. But the thing is about Rise Incarnate is you can actually cancel, unlike Dissidia.
Dissidia, you're not really. It's not as fluent.
There's cancel routes in Dissidia, but you can't cancel. At least not in the new Dissidia. You can't cancel out of that one. The old Dissidia had that thing where you can make your character backflip to cancel, right? But in the new Dissidia, you can't do that.
Actually, I'm not sure about that. I don't play it that much to know. But yeah. I just feel
someone
like
can clarify with me.
To me feels
yeah,
the overall pace to me just feels the same. That's all.
Like, can anybody like clarify that played the Dissidia beta recently to clarify that? Can you cancel an animation? Because like honestly,
because I'm not 100% sure what I'm talking about.
I'm not 100% sure either, but I clearly like. Well, no, I can't say clearly because I'm not 100% sure about this. But like, yeah, I remember in the PSP version you can do a backflip to cancel your attack animation in Dissidia 012, not in the original Dissidia. I'm pretty sure original Dissidia does not allow you to cancel anything. But like Dissidia 012, you can do a backflip to cancel your attacks. But the backflip itself is like a pause animation itself, which is kind of funny. You basically like cancel with another animation that cannot be canceled.
I don't want to play Rise of Incarnate right now, actually, dude.
Dude, let's set up.
Oh, dude, Rise of Incarnate was actually kind of cool near its like end lifespan, because like they put in characters that actually had mechanics like impulse and stuff, and I was like, yo, this is actually really cool. Too bad like people already dropped the game because I think these characters are super cool.
It's really hard to tell people how do they play. I think that's pretty hard. But yeah, I don't know if I just want to talk about what we were talking about earlier. That's all. So I think I'm good.
You're good now? Okay, cool.
I
guess that's the end of our discussion.
Well, I think that's all, but
like yeah, we're just mostly like we're mostly just like talking. Earlier we were mostly just talking about like for those that are new to that just came in. I don't know how many guys are just came in, but like yeah, we were earlier just talking about like why we think the Japanese people hate this game, or why we think this game isn't doing too well and stuff like that.
Yeah, technically a real an actual problem that we the actual thing is a problem.
A problem that I think like the community should address, but it seems like everybody either is avoiding it or don't care about it. Not everyone. I gotta stop using the word everyone. A lot of the leading faces of the community are avoiding it, not caring about it, or memeing about it, which is kind of ironic because like I kind of find it funny that some of them were attacking. I think they're attacking Sky for memeing Cyrus. But now, like, look at it. They're like memeing the hell out of this game when they themselves said like it's super fragile or something. Like, whatever. I don't care. I'm like, again, my channel will not name names, and I will not I will not attack players except for Sunhawk, but like, yeah, I will not attack any player's name.
Sky just named a name so he can get attacked. What are you talking about?
Sky attacks everybody.
Yeah. I
don't attack anybody. I honestly like if there's something good to compliment about a player, I'll say their name. But like when I have something bad to say about somebody, I will not name it.
I think the only time I would not name names is when somebody talked to me in private. But if you're saying something that I think is stupid in public, and then I want to talk about it, I probably would talk about it. Yeah.
So I invented this new meme. It's called Hong Kong style.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Sky.
Yeah.
Sky.
The Hong Kong style.
We'll see each other in Hong Kong style after this.
Yeah, I'll see you there, dude.
Okay, dude. Okay.
It's just the good old days of you can't beat a person in the game, so you gotta in real life, dude.
It's not. That just seems stupid.
You gotta in real life this kid, dude. Fuck the game.
So a friend of mine got into the beta. Rip though.
I got roasted pretty hard too. I think I remember this. It's like I fucked this kid up so hard in Nyx, and then he just come up to me and whisper to me, "Get a girlfriend," and he just walk away. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. I was on Sky's team. This was in the arcade. This was in the arcade. Like, you know, what's even worse is our arcade setup for Gundam Versus Next back then was side by side with each other. So like literally we're playing against the people sitting beside them. Not like you know how usually the arcade cabinets are set up to the point where like at least like if you play the opposite team, they're facing like away from you, right? Or something like that. Like they're nowhere near you. But in our arcade setup, they're literally sitting right beside you.
Yeah.
See, but if you were trained in Hong Kong style,
no, please,
smacked him over the back of the head with a chair.
Oh.
Yeah, you're like side by
tell
side.
him to get a doctor.
Like,
no, because it's round 3. You need to go to the police station for that battle.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
People have to deal with GX in real life side by side, like fucking Carl. It's funny.
Oh wow, you just named him. Funny.
You're hella savage.
Hey man, it doesn't really matter much. I'm saying like if we do it in public, you know, and I'm pretty sure if you talk to him now, he'd be pretty proud of it too. Actually,
okay, want me to add him? He's gonna be like, what the hell? Why am I here?
Sure.
Actually, he would probably get really mad at me. Who knows?
But I just want to say, I might play full boost still, but like main games. Because like
honestly, if you want to support that game, by all means, right? But like, I'm just
like I'll play for fun. Like if people say, "What is this game?" I still tell you like you just go buy Versus. It's what you want.
Yeah, you can do whatever. Like
I was gonna say like I'm just kind of annoyed people streaming full boost in the category Gundam Versus, but like
we don't have problem with people playing full boost.
Yeah, I honestly don't have any problems of like people promoting full boost or whatever. I do have the problem of demoting Gundam Versus, and I do have a problem with people streaming full boost in the Gundam Versus channel. But that's about it. Like, if you guys like want to support full boost, by all means, because I know like there are tons of people that like it, and I'm not one of the people that like full boost, but like yeah, I know people like full boost. That's for sure.
Yeah, actually, I think a lot of people in my channel already know this because I said it before, but I'll say it here again. I actually think full boost is more fun than Gundam Versus. If you didn't know
to me, I'm the opposite. I'm the opposite of Sky's opinion. Yeah. I actually think this game is more fun.
If you didn't know that about me, like now you know. But I don't think Gundam Versus is shit though. Like I still think it's fun, but I think full boost is more fun. That's
no. I think for a lot of people too, like full boost was pretty hard to. Well, it was harder to get into. Like I know I had this problem in vanilla too, because it was. I mean, if you went into a lobby, like chances were you were the only person who wasn't really good at the game already, even if you had a basic understanding. So like learning it was tricky before there was a Discord and like.
Learning it back then was actually hard. Like you had no resource.
Really, exactly. Like you watch, tutorial videos or something
when I joined.
Oh
yeah. I was sick of the Gundam Versus full boost community. Like they boot me out of the team free room. Like that's when I made a call and I'm like I'm done.
Try you want a quick
You're welcome,
backseat?
guard. Huh?
You wanna Oh, it's okay.
Yeah,
but anyway,
custom comm messages.
you want a quick backseat on Epion?
Sure.
If you square into 2B, it have a better it have a better like you have higher chance to dodge stuff.
What the hell?
Yeah, seriously.
What? Okay, that's
Seriously.
weird. That's
You don't
weird.
have to cancel. You don't have to cancel. You don't have to cancel. Just press square into 2B. You don't have to cancel. It's just cancel row.
That's so weird. I know it's a cancel row. I know everything is a cancel row in Square. That's Epion.
Yeah.
That's the fun part about Epion. See, why can't they do that? Do this more to the other suits?
It actually make it harder for them to hit you because sometimes they'll shoot you while you're in the dashing motion, and when you jump up, it's different angle. But if you just jump up, it's only one vector. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Sorry, I just really want to say that.
That's cool. I didn't know about that. That's a neat trick. I'll try that.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just saying. I don't know. There's not much for me to talk about. I want to talk about unless because I don't want to talk about other topic. I want to talk about other topic with other player. I really want to talk to Lukewarm about like does it really fucking like how does it really matters? But like because like I think Lukewarm really thinking that like Team ABC is really fucking horrible. I was just saying that like I'm just curious if it really matters that much.
Honestly,
like, if the people in the group is.
Well, from what I saw from his text saying that he just hates the old community because they meme and like demote you if you're like unpopular or like bad or something.
Really, people are so
like,
people are
not 100% like quoting him, but like just something I remember saying that he hates the community because of certain.
Okay, yeah, because for me, I'm sort of what I was saying back then, just now actually when we were talking, like what was trying to say. I think it's matter if the leader were actually on the same track with everybody, but I think just like people memeing, I think that's just a trend in any big Discord. I think that's really irrelevant in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Like basically what I kind of think, like my opinion is like you should be attacking the root of the problem, not the problem. Like if the problem is like the community, right? But like you need to look deeper than that. Like what's influencing the community to act that way? Look deeper. It seems to be like check out Sunhawk for example, who like badmouths me on like stream, right? Boy. And like he doesn't attack anybody else except me, right? On his Twitch channel. So like for that, taking that for an example, that's a root cause, meaning anybody that is linked up to SSO, Sunhawk, or anybody that is like bypasses them, watches them, whatever the crap, gets influenced by that, and then that gets spread over to our channels. And yeah, sure, like it depends on how much work you want to like kind of invest into your own channel to maintain that. For me, I don't want to put in any work. That's why I'm planning to quit this game, because honestly, like I don't want to work with the community if the community leads don't want to work this out. So like if only a few, like Brett, even though he's a big name, he's doing a good job at promoting the game. Sky is also doing a good job. Tenaraku is doing a good job. Like those guys are doing a good job, but that's still kind of the minority, because like it takes a while to even get to know Sky or Tenaraku or even like Brett. To get to know Brett, like I know Brett's a big name. He's linked up with Bandai Namco and like doing all those things, but like I don't know how long it takes them to get to Brett before they like oh yeah. Brett's a cool guy. I should follow him over at like Sunhawk or something like that.
4 years.
Yeah, maybe 4 years. Who knows? But like, no.
That's how long it takes for Bandai Namco to ask Brett to do stuff for them. Like,
that's what you meant.
Legit number.
That's what you meant. Okay, but like, what I'm also trying to say is like, if people are willing to click on Twitch, they're gonna bump into people like Sunhawk. They're gonna bump into anybody that streams that is like with that same behavior as them. And if they click on YouTube, they're gonna find like YouTube content creators. So like, yeah, if you're willing to go that far to click into a website to search Gundam content, you're gonna bump into them even if you don't even if you don't want to. Like you're bound to bump into them. So the root of the problem is where you should be attacking, not the problem itself. just keep that in mind, that like I think a lot of people like to attack the surface of things and not actually attack the core of what the problem is. So if the core of the problem is community leaders aren't acting up or influencing the community to move a certain way, yeah, our bad behavior is going to rub off on other people. And because there's a lot of people, like, again, I'm not saying you guys or anybody in my chat or even into my Twitch chat currently, but like if a lot of you guys like, not okay, maybe I should stop using you guys, but like if a lot of people follow people like sheeps, think about that. So if you're not the one that is like following someone else like a sheep, if you act and have a good behavior, those people that do follow people like sheeps will eventually follow your example. So like maybe. It's a maybe, but yeah, it's a high example. Hopefully they'll follow your example. I'm not saying they will. They're like 100%. I don't know, like maybe some people, it's weird how they work, right? Maybe you have to beat them like 100 times and never let them win, and then they'll like follow your example because they think you're so godlike. Maybe you're just a really nice person and people just want to follow you because you're a cool dude. Maybe you're a really funny guy and they just like to follow you that way. Whatever the case may be, there's many reasons for somebody to follow you. If they do tend to follow you, I hope you give off a good example for the community, because like it's already a headache for, I'm pretty sure, I don't know about Sky, but for me to deal with people coming in here doing like dick comparisons with me when I don't really care. I'm not trying to compete in Gundam Versus. I don't care about Evo. Yeah, I care about Evo to the point that like I'll advertise it. I want to help out the community in any way I can, but I'm not interested to go join Evo to become first. I'm not interested to become the world best Gundam Versus player. To be honest, I don't see the fact for it. If you really want to be the world best Gundam Versus player, maybe you should try Dota or League of Legends, where there's actually a community that's already there. Because honestly, having a big dick size over in Gundam Versus, I honestly don't see the point of this when the community's barely even formed. Like, the community is barely even formed.
No, the community's dead. Oh fuck, I memed it.
If it's dead or barely formed, it's the same thing. Like,
no, because I'm gonna get attacked now. I need to disappear.
Oh yeah, you're fucked. Like somebody.
Yeah, I need to disappear.
Being clipped already, dude. It's fucking done. Just wait like, a couple of hours on Twitter.
Yeah, but real talk, I meme, but I help. Like in ABC, like
yeah, that's the one thing I want to talk about. See if I would bring Luke up, I would actually fucking talk to him seriously. Like I probably wouldn't like I legitimately want to talk. Like it's so like is it illegal to fucking, not illegal, is it wrong for how say it staff figure to actually make sometimes makes like a kind of like dark meme or like kind of more like drastic sense of humor? Because I know you're not like I know you're not like trying to fuck with the community, but that's just your sense of humor, right? I don't know if that's
it's just a little bit fun. I'm not like serious about it.
Yeah, I'm just curious what he thinks about it. Is it okay or not okay? Like in his opinion, he's probably gonna say it's not
I also
okay.
Think
I
also think that like there's good memes and bad memes too. Like I know there's a dark meme too, but like dark meme probably falls under bad meme. But like honestly, like ever since I met Aqua, I've never encountered like one of your bad memes. I'm not sure if you even have any.
I don't.
To be honest, like I'm not even sure if you have any. But like what I would like to point out is like there are memes that can harm the community, and there are memes that you can laugh off of. I don't know what type of memes Aqua is throwing at people, but to me, ever since I met you, I've never encountered one that like seemed to hurt the community. So like it depends on people's viewpoints, I guess, at that point, where it's like dude, they probably think your meme is really like harming the community, but like I don't know if it really is or not, because I really haven't found it really harmful.
I would like to talk to Sokuro next time. Can you bring him?
Oh god.
You talking about the community leader?
Yes.
Because I meme on Citrus a lot.
Yeah, he does.
And he likes it.
Well, the thing is, he's like an angry Chinese drill sergeant. That's the best way to get better at the game.
Well, I can, like I said, like I heard your guys' complaints about him, and I can relate. Like, like you can get pretty mad at if you want to be competitive at something, and if you're screwing up a lot, and then you have like a bunch of people trying to backseat you or whatever, even though like he welcomed it at first or whatever, or said it's okay for it, I honestly like can see like his annoyance, and like yeah, it probably like triggered him pretty hard, because like I used to do that too when I was like being really competitive in video games. So like honestly, I didn't stream back then, but like I can see that being really annoying, you know, if you get where I'm coming from, trying to relate to him.
Well, that's why I want to talk. I'm just curious how it works. Like from what I understanding, it's because he was saying he wanted advice, and then when people give him advice, he get angry. Because
yeah, that's what I understood too.
Yeah, like
say he wanted advice. Like what?
Okay,
so
then this is gonna sound very bad, but I'm actually on his side now.
Well, yeah, if he didn't say it and you guys are forcing it, that's another thing. If you never ask for advice
and then you're trying to force advice on him, even though how legit that advice is, you're sort of like, you know, trying to.
Nobody
you
was
overstepped
like,
your boundary, kind of. If you go,
the thing was like. He had his chat off, right? And
shit, hardcore, dude.
And we went in there like I apologized to him because I was kind of being a dick.
Because
like,
I said sorry for whatever I said. I told him that like, you know, like you should.
A lot of us kind of
and it went on like basic movement control, and then he
basically sorry for cutting you off. I just want to say, like, I like what Mega Man said right there. What defines a veteran? Because, like, honestly, I don't care if you call yourself a veteran, but like,
no, I consider myself shit.
Yeah, like for me, I don't consider myself a veteran, actually, to be honest. Like, I don't care how many people say I'm good at the game or not. I actually don't consider myself a veteran. Other players can consider themselves as veterans. Like, I honestly don't know what the definition of veteran means or what it values to other people, but to me, I highly value that word. So meaning, like, I don't want to be classified under it. This also falls under, like, other games, like taking Monster Hunter, for example. I really hate how, like, I hate ranking up in Monster Hunter. I hate it when my HR, like, hunter rank is above 500, because people have high expectations for me, and I really don't like that. And it's the same for Gundam Versus. I honestly don't want to have high expectations, so I don't consider myself a veteran player. So I'm taking a guess, like, he's really competitive, and he really wants to, like, get involved with the game in a competitive level, so he probably calls himself a veteran for that sake.
It was more like he was saying, donate bits to me to buy me DLC if you want to help the Gundam scene, like almost
that doesn't
work. That's kind of funny, but like, it's his channel, right? It's his channel. If that's how he wants to work, then he does it that way. It's not like he's coming in. Like, the thing is, he's not going into other people's channels. My key point is here is that he's not going into other people's channels, like you know, asking for that kind of stuff. He's actually just doing it in his own channel, and he has every right for it. Like, you can treat each channel like a store. It's his store. If he wants to sell it like that, he can sell it like that.
That's fair, but it was kind of funny to meme about. But like, I apologize to him.
I apologize to him. The other day that, like, I think he gets so much growth from this hit.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
It helped him a lot.
Yeah, going the dark way, dude.
I think a bunch of us, like, apologized to him, because the thing was, he didn't have his chat on, so like, it kept getting worse and worse, where it was like, you know, we were just kind of poking at him, and like, and eventually, like, it got really bad, and then he turned his chat back on, and he realized, like, people were roasting him for 2 hours, and then...
Okay, so it's a bit of his fault too, in that regards, but like, yeah.
And then, like, his reaction to that was not a good one, and he was like, I can't believe you guys were cyberbullying me, the whole Gundam Versus community is toxic.
Holy fuck.
And like...
Well, right after that, Reddit pop up, like, how every streamer gets attacked someday.
Yeah, but the post they made was dumb, because it didn't even, like, weren't even saying anything bad in chat when he posted it.
Can we talk about Everyday Legend next, please?
Oh my god, no, please.
Bring it off. Bring it off.
Who the heck is Everyday Legend? Like, I don't know a lot of these people, because, like...
He's the guy who basically, like, runs the Reddit community. And he used to work for, like,
Dude, I want to talk to all these people. Like, for real. Not even trolling them. Like,
Everyday Legend's actually, like, a super nice guy. I've talked to him a few times. He's really nice. And
I told him about this spot too. He seemed okay, but I heard things.
I tried to question him, like I didn't really like his tutorial right at the start. Like,
oh no, I think that's fine.
Like, no hard feelings. Like, I didn't mean anything in general. I just want to question it. Like, so we're playing Gundam. Okay, so
yeah.
Do you walk in this game?
No. Did he teach you how to walk?
He said the movement is simple. The first thing he starts is moving the D-pad by walking. I just straight up like, what is this?
You don't tell me the D-pad.
Cause like
even compared to Try's tutorial,
like if you watch Try's, like he immediately tells you that just don't walk, just boost.
Yep.
And then I try to bring that to his own Discord. I got like 8 or 9 guys coming after me.
Oh like, really? Holy shit!
I think it's because you're overstepping your boundary again. Like I understand, like you want to help them out, but like. Yeah, like taking me and Sky for example, we literally don't try to help anybody until like they actually literally ask or they do research.
Yeah.
Like if they have no interest, I'd rather just let them experience the game the way they want to.
Yeah, I actually want to talk to that guy legitimately, to be honest, or people that hated him, and that would be a really interesting topic because I think most of the hate is coming because he's giving the unpopular opinion, and I don't know if that's wrong.
Yeah. I agree with Sky on this part.
Yeah, I don't
like,
know if it's wrong.
I actually really want to talk to these guys too. Like, I want to talk to a lot of people. I want to talk to like I want to talk to the popular people that are really good at this game and people that are starting new to this game because everybody has different opinions. I remember we were talking to like older people from Gundam Extreme Versus, and it was really interesting to hear people's opinions about it. There's even one guy that told Sky that it's like completely wrong to play 3Ks if you're new to the game back in Extreme Versus, and I'm just like. Honestly, come to think of it, I'm pretty sure like playing the lower costs are a lot more difficult than playing the higher costs.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I don't think it's wrong for them to fucking say those things.
It's not. It's not. It's a different viewpoint, but like, like my own opinion really does not, add up with his.
Yeah, okay, so here's the crazy part, right? Like, I personally don't have, I don't agree. I think Everyday Legend is like, you should play 200 Unil. I disagree with that, but I think I'm okay.
There's some other stuff that I think makes people attacking him.
Yeah, okay, hold on though. I mean, like, yeah, I guess we'll hear about that later, but I'm just saying, like, I don't have problem with people disagree. Having a different opinion than me, right? But I was surprised that there's some people who's like really angry at him, like just like he should go kill himself and fucking never play again. I'm like,
really? I didn't hear that part.
Also,
I got a lot of DMs, man.
Yeah.
Also, Zephyr is saying, yeah, but they are influencing people. So would you rather have people misleading beginners? Honestly, I'm fine with it. I'm actually fine with it because to be honest, it's like if beginners really want to learn,
I'll answer after you. I'll answer after you.
Okay. Anyways, if beginners really want to learn, they'll do their work to go YouTube a video. At least. That's a bare minimum. Anybody that wants to get good at a game will bare minimum go to YouTube and probably search up the game. And then they're probably going to either encounter my tutorial, Sky's tutorial, Team Fox GG's tutorial, which is not bad. Like, Team Fox GG's tutorial is not bad. Or Brett's tutorial, or even Tenaraku's tutorial. Like, if you're really willing to, like, learn that far as a beginner player, and this is bare minimal, right? Again, like, it doesn't even take much effort to type in Gundam Versus into YouTube and see what's going on over there. Again, if they don't want to do that much research, then I don't think they're willing to go that far anyways, and I think you should just let them enjoy the game as it is, even if they are being misinformed. Because when they want to take the game seriously, they'll get correctly informed because they'll go search for the right people.
Okay, so we go right.
But I don't mean to interrupt you, Sky, but just to...
Okay, I'll go after you.
Okay, I don't want to give my own answer. I'm just saying, like, the thing is originally, like, when Aqua was kind of getting into it with him or whatever, like, it was... Like, if you went to the subreddit, you'd see his tutorials and, like, his Discord, and I think that was the problem. Like, if you're like, okay, I'm going to get into this game, let me check out the subreddit, okay, here's all the information I need to learn. That's, you'd run into that problem, but I think since he's changed all that, so now it does have, like, your information. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, I guess it's a separate thing, which we can talk about later, I guess. I mean, him changing it mean he actually have enough open-mindedness, I guess, if he did change it. But I think secondary to that, a lot of these things are theory. My answer to Seth, by the way, because he was like using the word misleading, I don't think it's misleading in my opinion. Like if I were saying that, like, my opinion is beginner friend 200 is more beginner friendly because I can die more. Okay, that's an opinion, right? I only have a problem if they would say something like, you win by dying 3 times. Yeah, okay, that's fucked up, right? Like, that's wrong. But like in terms of like meta and theory crafting, I think that's an opinion based. I don't think it's wrong. I don't think it's misleading.
Yo, by the way, thank you for the subscribe. Okay, guard, appreciate the sub, bro. And I
misinformation. Okay, like misinformation is even worse because I don't think that's misinformed at all. Like that's his opinion. That's not a facts.
But it's being presented officially, you know.
Like for example, like my point is like the dev didn't tell you like if you fucking don't play 500 front and 400 back, you're like you lose, like you're wrong. Like I don't think that's not part of the game.
Yeah, I like when I give off my opinions, I don't say it's 100% concrete either. This is my opinion. Like even when you watch my like how to melee stuff, like discussion videos, I say this is from my perspective because veteran players will like. Each veteran player will have their own way of meleeing, and I think this is the safest way in my perspective. And like I say it in my perspective, like sure, like maybe that guy's not saying it like, oh, this is my opinion or whatnot, and he's legitimately saying it like to misinform. But I think he's not wrong, like Sky said. It's just his information, and like honestly, I don't think there is any right or wrong, like 100% right or wrong way in this game yet. Because I like, even according to GM Custom, like I heard him say this plenty of times, like even the veterans over in Japan are still trying to figure out this game, like Gundam Versus. I don't know about Maxi. According to GM, I heard him say that like even the veterans over in Japan are still trying to figure out this game. So meaning we like the entire community as a whole doesn't 100% understand how Gundam Versus should be played, like this version of Gundam Versus. I'm not talking about Extreme Versus.
Yeah, I think it's really important for some. I'm not talking about like misleading real facts. Like I said, like you can't go tell people like, this number thing on here is just for decoration, or like to win the game you must die 3 times. Like, yeah, that's like misleading like actual facts. But like in terms of theory crafting, I think it's really important to have an opposing idea or a different idea, and then I think that's how you find the best meta idea. When you put different idea and theory together, and then they challenge each other, then you pick the best one. I think that's actually a good thing.
And also to answer you, Kid 13, I am streaming this with a video capture card, which is an Elgato HD60.
EDL was, or Everyday Legend was, he's a really nice guy too. So like, every time there was a problem, he'd be really nice about it, like that stuff that happened. And
you did mention he changed it, right? So he accepted what
somebody changed it.
And he changed. Oh, okay. I don't know about that.
Somebody changed it.
It was Lynx.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lynx,
but he didn't complain about it.
I mean, I would talk to that guy because I think there is one stream long time ago that was actually seriously talking about like 200 front com and 500 back com. And I think if you were to watch that stream, I mean, you might disagree with what I'm saying, but I find to say that like what I'm saying at least have really similar construction. That's how people will argue why you should pay 500 front, right? People are saying you pay 500 front because 500 front and 200 a lower cost back is because 500 the higher costs are more efficient, so stuff like that, right? So they can use the life better, right? And then my argument, when I was talking about that, again, I actually think, I believe in made how I pay 500 fun, but I was just talking about it for fun. Just kind of show that like this stuff are kind of meta-wise, and if you have a point, and you have a game plan, you can somewhat kind of expand it, your gameplay. So if you were to put 200 front, right, and let it die 5 times, that would be the highest health pool you can get in any comp. Because 200 die 5 times, if you times the max health of it 5 times, that's gonna be highest than any other comp, right? So that's an advantage. And then, like you're saying, 500 is front because they can use HP optimally, right? My argument is 500 can back because they are really strong and they can survive over the 200. Like, see, if you're talking like that, right? Obviously, it's like it doesn't sound as stupid. But obviously you can say like I still not convinced, but it's not like as stupid as like I just want a 200 front because I wanted to. Like,
well, he was
I
saying
think
more to
people just need to
learn
have-
on 200s.
Hmm?
He was saying
No,
more to
I'm
learn.
not
You're talking about when
adding
he
to
came
his.
into your-
I'm not adding to his argument because I already prefer 500 for 500 400 for new player. I'm just saying. I don't think that's wrong for somebody to play or introduce people to outside meta stuff, and if they believe that is right. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah,
I think the thing is like when you've got a niche community where you can have 5,000 matches and you're still considered a new player. When someone, when there's like something sticking up, you want to nail it down with a hammer. You know what I mean? So when you see an obviously like very, very new player coming in and saying he's a, pay me to support the Gundam scene and all that, then, the hammer's gonna come. But
sure. I
like that. I like that the way you're saying it.
Yeah, like
sure.
You want to, and like they stick out like a sore thumb. Whereas like if somebody did that in Street Fighter, where they said they were a community leader or whatever, and they were just some random, like nobody's gonna take that seriously. But when you've got like a niche thing where like maybe half the viewers,
but that was the thing. Like we didn't know Everyday Legend. Like
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like I played since Vanilla 2, but I didn't even have 1,000 matches. I didn't, go on Twitch and say like I asked for help, and so I didn't get nailed down with a hammer. But Aqua did yell at me many, many times. But
I yell at you when?
It's just kind of the.
I don't even know you back in Vanilla or Fubu's.
I know.
I don't even know how most people even know me.
He yell at you sometimes. Okay,
That's
so
why
I'm actually really surprised people know me.
I would assuming that like your problem is not the fact that you're presenting a different idea or game plan. You were thinking that you were taking advantage of like how niche the community is. I'm not sure is that what you're trying to say? I'm kind of confused.
Not really. I'm saying like.
That's what I think it is, though. Like
yeah, to an extent. But what I'm saying is like the way you present yourself. Like if you come in and the thing is like. Everyday Legend specifically is a really nice guy, and I don't want to like shit talk him, but like if you come in and kind of act like hot shit and like you're gonna stick out like a sore thumb with such a small community where under 5K matches you're a beginner, so like it's just you should. I guess you need modesty, like a lot of humility, or you're gonna stick out and that sort of thing's gonna happen. And I think it's not that the community is toxic; it's just like. Players like Aqua,
you're kind of putting a target on your head, telling me to shoot me, please, kind of thing, right? That's like, what you're trying to get at.
Yeah, and the players who didn't earn their stripes are like.
I'm just curious. I'm just curious. What your point are? So.
I think his point is trying to attack the action he was doing, not actually the person.
No. I'm just curious that he's telling elaborate this because he wanted me to understand. Why he get the hit, or are you trying to say it's justifiable to? There's actually two different things.
No, I'm just trying to explain why I think players like that constantly, because it happens on a micro level too. Like,
you're trying to explain why do you think players like that always get hit, right?
Yeah, because it happens a lot where you don't see it, where it's not streamers. I agree. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you're talking about that, I agree. So, but what if I ask you, do you think it's justifiable for how much hate he getting? That's a different question, by the way. It sounds similar, but it's actually different. Like you
I don't think it's justifiable, especially with. Well, I don't know about Everyday Legend because I didn't really see the stuff.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fair. You know, they wouldn't even want to comment about it because you're not sure entirely. That's fine.
Like with Soul Crow,
like, I just want to read this real quickly. You can't just barge into a community that small, or else you're gonna gather hostility towards you. Is what?
And that's what happened.
Zephyr thinks you mean. Barge in acting like hot shit.
Pretty much that's why I'm asking what Citrus was trying to, and he's trying to tell me why it's happened, which I agree. But like, is it justifiable? It's actually a different question, though. It's really different.
I think it's on a case-to-case basis. What happened to Stick was a brutal murder, and it was horrible. But like,
why are you talking about Stick?
So Kuro, that's a different thing. Like, if he didn't have his chat off, it wouldn't have been that bad.
No,
and
Kuro's case is similar to Everyday Legend. because like, so when
but
Legends said that, oh yeah, I'm a Fed too. Well, we don't know his term of Fed means at that time. He said, I also play Full Boost for over 18 months, and everybody was like, wait, you play Full Boost? Who are you? And then it's like, oh yeah, I don't really like kind of play online or anything, you know, kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
But like, and then it later found out that he's playing with like this like other like really isolated like community that like only plays once in a while for Full Boost in private lobbies. Where it's like, oh, okay, but like, would you really consider yourself veterans if you don't even understand the game? That's what like the hostility came from. Like maybe you shouldn't call yourself a Fed, instead just call yourself a regular player.
Okay, so you have problem. So you don't have problem with him fucking like giving his opinion. You have problem with him how he labeled himself.
Yeah, I didn't care much about your opinion as long as you get it right. I don't really care enough. Like if you give out misinformation, I feel like maybe you shouldn't say that because you're kind of pointing in the wrong direction. Which we kind of discuss about that, so I'm not going
okay. Yeah, I understand that. So just making sure that you're actually consistent. I'm just want to ask you one thing. So, you're really focused on the label, right? Like how he labeled himself. So for example, like, if I were to give you information, right? But I suck at the game, right? I suck at the game, and I give information. Would you have problem with me?
No, like,
but I don't label myself as good.
Like, I don't know some tech about this certain suit. Like, if you give me some information I didn't know about, I was like, yo, awesome. Like, that's fine.
Okay, yeah. Because there's some interesting thing about that. Because you have problem with label, but I think for Shy, it's funny because some people legitimately think that, like, you have to be a certain level of goodness to give opinion.
Yeah. That's the part I hate. And again, this brings up Sunhawk because that's what he thinks.
Yeah, this
he thinks that you're not worthy of giving out even the most basic opinion of how to boost it, pressing the like you're not allowed to teach people to boost dash if you're not like, you know, Evo champ. Like to me, I'm just like, what? Like I'm pretty sure even the most like sure you don't have to be that great at the game to teach like the most basic like fundamental basics, but like come on.
I think like
I get it. It's about how he label himself, how he present himself. I get it. I gotcha.
I think with Aqua and Everyday Legend, it was more like he was saying stuff that wasn't really I don't know, it was questionable, and then Aqua was like trying to correct him, and then I don't think he went after him, but like the other people in the Discord like went after Aqua.
They were giving me like really funny ones, like, well, you don't like learn math from like algebra if you don't learn how to multiply, or you don't learn how to shoot a gun without aiming first. It's like that's two different things. Like this is a game. It isn't something that you need to go through. Like boost is boost. You don't have to walk because walking isn't exactly a thing in this game.
Whoa. No, I agree with you, but in that concept still, like I think like I think the basic is not actually like I get what you're saying, like. It's not like different concept, but at the same time, like I kind of think maybe I'm attacking your example more so than like what
Go for it. I'm not hurt. I mean, this is a discussion. Like,
yo, thank you for the host, JDG. Appreciate the host, bro.
Yes, you got.
Oh, damn. Time to talk.
But anyways, what I'm trying to say is that like I think that walking is not the basics of algebra here. It's boost dashing, like learning to press the button boost dash, is the basic of the algebra. Is what I'm trying to say, like addition into multiplication into like whatever the crap advanced tactic, because like boost dive is the fundamental basic. So I think what they're trying to do is believe that something else is like, you know, the basics of math where it's not, and the true basics of math is like somewhere else. I see this even in art, by the way. Like a lot of artists tell, like taking it for example, right? I'm an artist, and I've encountered like a lot of different artists. You know, the most funniest thing people like, the misconception of a new artist is that they think that you need to be able to draw things without looking at anything, which is the most wrong way to do things, and it's the slowest way to become a good artist.
There's no way.
Everything you need reference, like absolutely.
Exactly, you need reference. All pro artists draw so repetitively to the point that they have things memorized in their head. That's why they're not using reference. It's because they have it memorized. So for somebody new coming in as an artist trying to do this is like, yeah, no wonder you're struggling, because you don't have anything in your head yet. You don't have anything. It's the same with playing video games. Like, you're not gonna like go try to do like complicated things in a video game when you don't even understand how to press a button properly. Like, you know, like boost diving and stepping and all that stuff is the fundamental basics of Gundam Versus. And I find people are like mistaking that as, I don't know, more advanced than basics. Which I think more advanced play is like formation play and like knowing your compositions and like matchups. Those are more advanced, but basic is movement. Like that to me, I truly believe it's movement. I'm not sure if that is to a lot of people.
Movement. I still think movement is one of the hardest parts about this game, which is why like the punishment is from movement itself.
Yeah, I think movement is pretty much like fucking more than half the game.
Because like, yeah, I wouldn't care about damage. That damage is whatever. Like, this game is all about downs, in case you haven't known by now, which I kind of hate Reddit anyway. Because today they were like, hey guys, look, I found out that double Zeta suplex drop does over 383. Ooh, super big damage. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah. Like, a lot of people have the misconception of this game, just like the artist example, right? That like the most damage is the best route to go with. But like I had to point it out in my perspective that I think best damage, like the highest damage output, should be saved for when you think you're gonna kill somebody. Like, this is gonna end the game, I should just kill him right there. And if my ally creates the opening for me to do like this long ass combo, but like it does like, I don't know, 300 to 400 damage, and this is gonna end the game right here, why not do it? Right? But like, if you're purposely trying to do this 24/7 in a match, and you think it's because it's a high damage combo versus safe, right? Safety. So like, I'm gonna output this high damage combo every single time, but it's like such a long ass combo that everybody interrupts me all the time. This game sucks, kind of thing. Is that like, yeah, you're not understanding the basics. The basics is like, you have to keep moving in this game. You can't stand still unless your ally creates an opening. So you shouldn't be doing that kind of stuff all the time. There's a time and place for everything.
That's why we don't meme about freaking Lupus trying to do that freaking 400 combos. Like, there's no time we'll do it.
I think there is. I think like if another Lupus pins down the guy with 2B, then you have enough time to do the 400 damage.
Oh, and now we're memeing at that point.
Is that the whiff combo?
You can do it in 1v1.
It's the drum set combo where he's just drumming you all day long. I think that's actually long enough for another Lupus to finish the 400.
I thought the drum set's not the 400. I thought the 400 combo was actually
no. Oh, you're asking for 400 damage combo. Yeah, you need the 400.
So it's the 2 Valkyrie into burst.
Yeah, the 2 Valkyries into burst. And if you do it when your life is blinking red, you're guaranteed 400. Because if for those of you guys that don't know about this information, when your life is blinking red, you have a 10% bonus damage bonus onto your attack. If your life is blinking yellow, you have a 5% damage bonus. This also goes to your defense, so you have a 5% defense buff. I think it's 5%. Don't quote me on that.
It's 5.
But
I believe it's 5 as well.
Okay, so it's 5% defense and 10% on red. So like, yeah, you actually get a defense buff and an attack buff when your life is low. So for example, Lupus can hit easily 400. You can mess up the combo and he'll still hit 400 when his life is blinking red.
There's also if you block one attack, the next damage you receive is 10% off. Like, you get 10% defense from it.
Oh yeah. See, it's really interesting when like we share information like this, because like honestly, I learned a lot from Aqua telling me this, and I learned a lot from Sky too. Sharing
I think there's sort of a new thing where you chain attack, the probation is higher too now or something.
Change attack? I think so. I saw that in Minato's video, right? Chain, right? Chain. Like if I do something into main,
sub, it does less damage than main cancel sub.
Yeah, I think I saw that in Minato's video. On one of the videos Minato posted. But like, yeah. I'll be right back. You guys can keep talking.
No.
Alright, he's gone. Let's shit on him.
It's okay, he'll do that on himself. Anyways. Oh boy. I don't know, I just want to talk to people, dude.
Yeah, that's fine.
How are you doing, Sky?
Me?
Tired?
I'm really sleepy, but I'm probably gonna stream soon, aren't I?
What time is Thailand right now? What time's your time zone?
It's 4 PM, but I slept at like 6 AM last night.
Playing Life is Strange.
And then I woke up at like 10 AM to stream.
Dude.
It's 4 hours, so it's not too bad, but I'm old, so it is bad.
So like that kind of like sleep schedule is what I had for the last 2 weeks, and then I reset it. I don't know if if we're talking all night tonight, I might just wait like I fucked it up.
No, I actually saw the talk a lot longer than I thought. I just want to talk about the fucking people having problem with browser thing. Yeah, and I already saw the talk about that. Now we talk like other stuff. I don't know. I really want to talk about like I really want to talk to Luke like legitly.
Yeah,
I think I can talk.
It might be that like my joking way is like something he didn't like, so
your sense of humor might be really strong, just like
it's possible,
but some people actually think he's condescending as hell. But I shouldn't say that because I don't know the guy.
I know some people think Sky is an asshole.
I think
like
he is.
Like, no, what? People don't that.
Yeah, I've actually encountered viewers coming. I've encountered viewers coming into my chat saying SkysIam is an asshole and he's full of himself, and I'm like, I think you're misunderstanding Sky's humor, and it could be the same with Aqua.
Sky's a madman.
No, Aqua isn't an asshole.
Actually, half a
Sky is really nice. It's just super boring.
Explain to me now.
I honestly don't know. I that's what I've been hearing from people like telling me those, right? I want to know
the fool of himself part. I want to know the fool of himself part. I want to know that so much. Like,
I don't know. I didn't dive into it that much. All I know is people are telling me that, and I'm just like, what? That doesn't sound like Sky at all.
Sky's always been pretty modest.
Sky. Sky's funny, but like according to Ghost Cat, he was telling me like he can see this, like see why, because like you do have a strong accent sometimes, and yeah, you do sound kind of serious at times with that strong accent. So I can see somebody like misinterpreting it into like, yeah, you're trying to be full of yourself when you're joking.
Sky, you should from now on have the Uganda accent. A lot.
You Sky left the birds dying.
I want to know when I'm fucking sound too serious.
Right now.
I am serious right now, but so that actually work. I'm just curious when I play when I don't sound too serious. When I was talking about Ben, maybe.
Maybe. I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I want to know cases. Actually, one specific case. See, that sounds interesting.
Hey, let's play Fubu's. I know you hate it.
Like the reason why I hate it, right? Because like most of my mains are melee suits.
Bad joke. But we could get that training arc going for your god for next week for your funeral.
Dude, my god is gonna be in the back anyways. I already promised Mega Man that he would be my front vanguard.
Damn.
Is the front vanguard a fucking Master Gundam?
He's gonna play full cloth, I'm gonna play God, and I'm gonna play support God.
Dude, the church is gonna show him the path. Egg tries to go in face first.
No, I'm playing back God. You know how many people thought I played God wrong back in full boost?
Oh god.
Like, oh my god. Okay, you know how many people got mad at me for not going in as God, and then they keep choosing like a shooting suit. What's even more funny is they chose a shooting suit that is like more expensive than me, because God back then was 2,500, which would be 400 in Gundam Versus. So like, I was staying in the back. I don't want to go front because I'm trying to learn how to play God in the back, because I saw a Japanese player do it in some tournament and I want to copy him. It looks super cool to see a God playing in the back. So like I was legitimately trying it, and then people were getting mad at me for not going in, and I'm like, but supports don't go in. We stay in the back.
I mean, if you think about it, God doesn't really have a lot of range to like do anything. So
in full boost he does though. Like he has a lot.
I mean, like in general, people think like he doesn't have range, so you have to go in and kill. But like,
well, yeah, if you don't shoot with him, he doesn't even need CSA. He can Zunda with his ACA.
Yeah,
it's like
Scott
so
slash
stupid.
Scott slash whatever.
Yeah, it's like he can Zunda with it. That's amazing.
I don't think he's a good neutral support. He's probably like an aggressive shooter support. That's the difference. I mean, like for example, like there's a unit that doesn't really have to go in, and then you can still do pretty well. Yeah, but then like some unit is like it have really good shot, but it have shorter rate lock. For example, like if you were gonna play like, sorry, just talking about older game, I guess, like Sasabi versus like Double O probably wanted to go in, not really meleeing, but go in to shoot. And Sasabi can just stay and just send funnel and just stay back. And those were two different units. Like that's actually a three type. It's not just shooting and melee. It's not just like aggressive shooter, melee, utility, range. So I think that's how I feel.
Ditch the room.
Oh, did he?
No.
No, he's there.
I'm here.
Oh, I got
trying to listen.
I got booted out. Okay.
I don't even have auto kick on. I don't even have auto kick on.
Yeah, it's manual. No one likes you. Get out.
I think.
Whoa! Did my room just close?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Maybe that's why.
Remember how last night PSN was like shit? I think it happened again.
Okay, so I wasn't the only one.
So it's all about the punch and kick. Yeah, that's exactly what I mean, though. I think that's probably what more people sting. But I think it can shoot. It doesn't have to stay like full range either. Though.
I also want to say something. People think that xCitruschromex and Barbatos are front suits, but they're absolutely not.
No.
They're all
looked like that when I was watching the anime.
Because they had like three others backing.
Hell yeah, man.
It's called anime style.
Yeah.
Alright.
Well, I think okay, they're not back suits, but I think they're like suits that try to sneak. Because like I think they're supposed to be played like gold frame back in full boost. Because you know how the original gold frame was played like?
Yeah.
Like you're not directly supposed to go in. You're supposed to
just wait for it.
Lash onto someone when your ally is like, you know, getting ganged and everybody's focusing on them. And that's when gold frame strikes them. But that's the same with Barbatos and XC, I think. Like they're supposed to strike when nobody is paying attention to them. But like, yeah, I think PSN is dead. I can't go back online.
PSN's being hacked.
Post time.
It's time to play next.
Can I go casual? Dude, I want to go play. I want to play Extreme versus Force.
If you can't get onto PSN, then you can't
try.
Play
if you get ad hoc to working on like entire day, I'll play with you.
Show me the way.
Extreme versus Force.
Yeah, ad hoc.
Why would I need ad hoc? I thought Vita goes online, doesn't it?
No, that thing does not work online.
Versus Force doesn't go online.
Oh, Versus Force doesn't go online.
No.
Yeah.
Oh. Well then.
Surprise of the century.
Okay, I guess I'll just play by myself. Too lazy to get ad hoc working.
No, ad hoc doesn't work. Like, you can only play local, like right next to four.
It might be
guys.
down for some and not all because your friend was on Dissidia when it went down for me, Orlin, and XC. Oh, yeah, I was there, K-Dash, when that happened. So, yeah, it could be.
Put up next.
I don't have next right now.
Trying to get good. Who is this guy? It's time to be more him.
We will show him the way.
You got
maybe it's a good time to call it quits. It was nice. It was nice talking with you guys, though. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
I didn't even say anything.
It's fine. It's getting posted on YouTube anyways. Everybody will remember you as the guy who didn't say anything.
Damn.
Okay, I'm pretty sure this means like either Sony or God is telling me to stop playing this game right now.
I know that you're not gonna listen to what I said, but you should come back to this game every once a month or some shit, like every couple months. Just to stream it casually.
Like I said, I don't know what's gonna happen to my YouTube channel, so you might see me online, but I won't be streaming the game, cause like I really had it with the Twitch community over here, so I don't have any problems over the YouTube community, so I might just stay there and stay active over there. I don't know how often I'll be creating content for YouTube, because whatever, like usually I create content when I'm streaming, because like looking right now, I just created content for YouTube. So I don't know how often I will be playing Gundam, but definitely this is like the 23rd is going to be my last time streaming this game, because I'm done with the community over in Twitch, and I don't know what's the future holds for my YouTube channel. If it does keep going, it keeps going. If it doesn't, then I guess it doesn't. but I'll see. Like again, I'm not gonna, like, if you guys ask me to play Gundam Versus, I'm not gonna, like, be like, no, absolutely not, I quit the game kind of thing. I'll play. Like, even back in full boost, I played, even when I quit, I still played it with Sky and GM Custom and even, Azobani. Like, and I even played with GX at times. Like, yeah, like, actually, I think we played it, like, if it's not one time every 3 months, it's, like, basically every end of the year. Like, basically almost a new year coming. So basically Christmas around time. That's when I played full boost, like, once in a while with them. But like, yeah, if you guys are gonna, like, don't be afraid to ask me to play Gundam Versus, because I won't reject you. Like, I'll play it, but like,
but you just reject me for full boost multiple times.
Well, full boost is a different story, okay? Full boost is a different story. Okay, you know the reason why, like, main reason why I don't want to play full boost with you is because my PS3 is not hooked up anymore.
Oh, it's no longer on life support.
Like it's not hooked up anymore. If you tell me to play full boost, I literally have to reset up my PS3 just to play it, and I don't find it worth it to do that. But like, my PS4 is pretty convenient. I'll be playing like other games on it, so if you ask me, yeah, sure, I can switch to it. That's the real reason.
Let me ask you one more question then. So if by sheer luck or miracle that this 16, they was like, hey, we're also putting Full Boost Remaster on the PS4, or you want to play?
Yeah, I'll play it. I'm serious. I'll play with you. I will play it with you. If they put Full Boost Remaster onto PS4.
Full Boost Remastered.
Hey, you never know. It might happen.
I do know.
It might, because it's a bestseller. Like, they always remaster bestsellers, so like, yeah, it might happen. I think that was the
game gonna be. That's what I heard from you know, my friends that his brother worked in Bandai Namco. I think currently they were testing the new arcade version that literally it just maxi boost on with like Gundam Versus graphic. So pretty much it's gonna be like full boost
remastered.
It's just
like,
like,
yeah, I think the thing happened, like, again, I don't feel like Bandai Namco fully understands where they went wrong. And they're like afraid of innovation, because honestly, like, I'm pretty sure they just look at sales. They don't even look at Reddit, but they don't look at GameFAQs. I'm pretty sure they don't look at any of that stuff. They're probably just look at sales statistics and seeing how well it does in communities. Like, do they see a lot of tournaments happening and stuff like that? If not, then it's a red flag to them that they did something wrong. And then the stupid part is they don't even, like, at least I don't know if they do this or not, right? But like, I feel like Bandai Namco doesn't play detective and try to figure this out. They just abandon ship ASAP and just be like, yeah, boost dive was the wrong way to go. Let's go do something else. Versus like, I feel like they should just talk to the players, because like most of us play this game so in depth that like I'm pretty sure some of us pinpointed. Maybe we're wrong, maybe we're right, but I feel like we pinpointed where they went wrong, and it's the innovation of each character, like getting adjusted to the boost dive mechanic. It's not there. They're going the right direction. They're just not doing it correctly. Is what, like, I think we're all like on the same page of. They're just not doing it correctly, but I think they're heading the right direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, good talk, dude.
Okay.
I'm gonna get attacked after this, so you won't be seeing me for another whole year or two.
Yeah, you're fucked now, dude. It's already been done.
Thanks, man.
That's
man.
I didn't ask for this. I'm gonna unplug my internet too.
You'd ask for this.
It's off the grid. Just go off the grid.
Fine. I'll be doing creative during the, like, I don't know about this week, Fox, by the way. Creative would probably be like, because I'm planning to try out Dragon Ball FighterZ.
You should do 7 days of World on
Exactly.
Tuesday? The Nergigante beta?
Yeah, and then Monster Hunter World. I of course I'm gonna be streaming that one. But like, I'm just saying, like, next week is gonna be pretty packed because I got Dragon Ball FighterZ. Like, I'm planning to stream that. Like, try it out. I don't know if I'll like the game because I'm really done with competition, and I'll of course I'm gonna be streaming Monster Hunter all the way till the end of beta. No 24-hour streams, by the way. I'm not guaranteeing you that, but like, I will be streaming Monster Hunter beta pretty frequently.
You know what you should do? You should have a 7-day countdown for G Versus. And then, so like, you'll get like annoyed of it, so it's like, alright, this is the last day, fuck this game, I'm out.
Maybe. Anyways, let's go host the guy that's trying to get good.
But he can't even play anyway. I mean,
oh well, let's host him anyways. He'll play mission mode maybe. Who knows?
Let's just tell him the FC's the way. That's all you gotta do.
Okay. Anyways, thanks for being here. Thanks for talking with us, guys. Again, this section of the video will be posted on YouTube. So get ready for some hate mails because I'll be like putting your guys' names in my description. Yeah, why not?
Oh,
Not the entire video, just the segment where like the Aqua and Logia and Citrus came in. I'll just be cutting like at putting that word in.
It's pronounced Zephyr Silver. My name, not Citrus.
You will not see me after this.
Anyways, thanks guys. I'll catch you guys next time. Tomorrow's Monster Hunter, so like I'll catch you guys like next time I stream Gundam Versus. I do have one more week before like I quit, right? I don't remember.
You don't even know anymore.
Okay. I have one more week. 20th is like my second last day, and then 23rd is my last day of Gundam Versus, and then I'm done with this game.
But that's not a Saturday, so it has to go to February.
No. I said 23rd. It will be my last day. Okay. I like how people keep surprised. Okay, I'm more dumbfounded that people are still surprised I'm streaming this game when I've been saying it every stream that my last day is on the 23rd, and they're like, "What? You're still streaming Gundam? I thought you quit." It's like, "Oh my god, guys!" Anyways,
people have amazing listening skills.
You're gonna play God and love it.
I will love it. But I'm not going to be streaming this game anymore. Anyways,
oh my god.
I'll catch you guys all later. Thank you for being here. Go say hi to this guy if he's still streaming. If he's not, then I guess I'll go find someone else to host. Bye, guys!
Okay. Bye.